we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
And we're live. All right.
There we go.
Hey, this is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Oh, just another day, chilling, and actually not chilling at all. But hey, that's how it goes. But we're here. We're happy.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
We already got people in the chat.
Yeah.
And we got a sweet ass guest tonight.
Hell yeah.
You know that these are some of our favorites, dude. Whenever we get people that we just really don't know. We don't really know anything about it. But we had somebody pretty awesome reach out to us, send us some emails, and let me tell you, let's just say
you're in for a.
I'm interested. I'm interested. There was no boobs in the email.
There was,
and I'm still interested. So
zero boobs.
But we gotta, so we're interested.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey, I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got 509. What's up? Renee, what's up? Gortium, what's up? Tim F. All hail Tim F.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Our guest tonight, man. His name is Jacob, and he's got quite an interesting story. Grew up on a military base, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself. And I'm gonna add Jake here just a second.
What's up?
Stream.
How's it going, y'all?
What's up, bro?
Y'all got me? Y'all is all signals?
Sounds good to me, man.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Dude. Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm feeling good. I don't know. Just everything's going right so far in my life. So I'm just riding. I'm riding on that for as long as I can.
Hey, man, that is awesome to hear.
Trying to be grateful.
Yeah, man, that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. I mean, nobody can control their destiny. So, hey, you ride those waves, whatever they're nice and big, dude, and just keep it going. And I'm saying that from absolutely zero experience of riding waves, but lots of experience of riding the waves of life,
True, yeah. Actually, I use that analogy a lot, like when I'm going through shit, like just ride the wave, you know what I'm saying? Just
exactly.
Keep yourself balanced and just, waves don't last too long, and you're gonna catch another one someday, so you might as well gear up.
That's right, man. That's right. Well, hey, man, you reached out to us through email. You had a pretty interesting story. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, man, and say hi to everybody?
All right, what's up? I'm Jake. I'm from the Midwest, and man, I've experienced some wild stuff, and it's mostly my fault. I think. I don't know. Well, I'm still trying to figure it all out, but it's definitely for real, and I'm glad I got a platform to speak my mind and just open everything up, open up Pandora's box for people who's already opened up themselves. Maybe they can catch something that they missed, and maybe I can catch something that they miss, and we could all, put the puzzle together and get this all figured out.
That's right, man. That's what it's all about, man. I mean, everybody's got a story. Everybody's story is a little bit different. I mean, there's some commonalities, similarities. That's the same thing, right? Synchronicities, man. But it's about these stories and getting them out, because you're exactly right. Sometimes there's something that happened to you that also happened to somebody else that maybe they're not talking about because they didn't know that, it happened to anybody else. And yeah.
Like you come in and just speaking out publicly. It's like, imagine how many people are going to hear this and be like, dude, I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's all in the details, right? Like oftentimes it's something that may seem so unimportant at the time, but I'm sure you're familiar with some of those details that somebody out there is going to be like, dude, yep, seen that, went through that.
Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 people that's had the exact same things, but the thing is, like, there's so many things that can involve an experience in general. And for the same exact things to happen within the same kind of sequence, and you know what I mean? it's not random. Like like these experiences are definitely not, you know, random.
Well, how did it start? How did, like, take us from the beginning? Like,
okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Start. I don't know when to start from my childhood or when stuff got crazy, you know.
Dude, we could interweave. We can go back and forth. There's no format.
I might do a Star Wars timeline for you.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna let you
start in the middle, and then we'll go to the beginning.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we can finish it off at the end.
I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible, though. I'm gonna try to keep it Harry Potter, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna run into some walls, see some owls.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
But okay, so I'm gonna start when things got wild. Okay. So I was in a band, right? And we would play psychedelic music and stuff. And we used to go out in this like vast, like far out nowhere farmland. And they had a guest house, and we turned the guest house into a studio. And every time I came there, man, I was like speechless. Like I was so at a loss for words for how like amazing everything was. And it was just vibed out heavy. Like I'm probably never gonna experience anything that profound in my life. It's just like this feeling. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It was just like I was in a different like dimension. Well, anyway, and like I couldn't understand why like I was so speechless, because I used to be, when I was a little kid, I was the loudest, like trash talking kid that everybody wanted to beat their ass, but they knew I was crazy, so that no one even tried. Okay, so luckily I never got beat up as a kid. But anyway,
yes.
By the time I got in high school, like I got real quiet. Like I went from like the loud crazy kid that was like having to jump 2 feet to like slap a tall kid in the head. You know what I mean? Just that crazy that monkey kid, you know,
Yeah,
in the hallway, just, you know, to like the most relaxed, like quiet kid, just really reserved, you know. And I didn't really know why. I never really thought about it, but I just really got into just psychedelic music and psychedelic rock and like the 60s and stuff. And I found like a really deep state of peace, you know, which is kind of silly to a lot of people, considering I was like 15 years old. You know, a lot of people could, you know, when a 15-year-old is talking about a deep state of peace, like they're just like, okay,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, imagine a 15-year-old come to you, be like, I'm in like this deep state of peace. You'd be like, all right, dude.
All right, dude.
Like, no, you just got raging boners all the time. There's no way you're peaceful right now.
Right, like scared to death. The teacher's gonna call you up to the chalkboard or something. Like, man, I can't stand up like this.
I always grabbed my history book. I carried that shit around always, dude. From ages 12 to 15, man.
You got to keep your cover on, man.
That's right, dude.
So you go from like this wild and out kid, and then you start listening and playing music, and it really kind of hits you on a deep level. Was the music kind of the beginning of all this?
Yeah, I think that's what did it. I think that's what transitioned my mind into a different place. You know, like once I got into like Hendrix and stuff like that, like I just completely changed, because I was like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain in words, you know, but yeah, I had a profound deep transition real fast, right? And like it kind of got me, people started messing with me a little bit, you know, because I was the loud kid, and I was just straight chill.
Yeah.
And then the role reversed, you know, now everybody's clowning on me.
Hitting you in the back of the head.
Yeah. Right, now I'm fucking getting slapped. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just like in this trance. Like now that I think back on it, like I was definitely like in a trance, like a spiritual. I was in a very spiritual trance at the time. You know, I didn't really realize it. I was just doing what I felt was cool. You know, but and then I started getting really into my dreams. I used to start taking my dreams real serious. And when I started taking my dreams real serious, I started like realizing that like my dreams were telling me things, telling me what, like who I was going to see tomorrow, or like, you know what I'm saying? Little things like this, or who's talking about you, good or bad, you know? Cause I would dream about this person, and then the next day I would see him like on the street, someone I haven't seen in years. The very next day, someone I don't even think about.
Whoa.
But and you know, I don't forget my dreams for whatever reason. Probably because I take it so serious and I take it seriously. Like I never forget my dreams. I never like. That's like when I hit a deja vu, like I click, like I know I can thumb through the files and take the dream out and just look at the dream and just feel the vibrations and what I think it meant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But this one day in particular that was pretty profound that started everything. The one dream that started everything, which this is where the, you know, the marble that goes down the little maze. This is where the marble drops and starts. I had a dream that someone gave me a call, right? And said, Jake, I bet you know what this is. Come check this out. And I drive downtown to where everybody says they were. And there's this big pink, orange, glowing rock passing by. Like you can see it in space. It kind of looks like the moon, but it's not the moon. You know what I mean? It has like kind of crater look to it. And there's a fire because I live by a river, all right? And there's a lot of sand by the river. It's like there's like a sandbank on each side. It's between Indiana and Kentucky. And everyone's just like really excited dancing around this fire. And while this glowing pinkish orange rock is going across the sky, and I'm looking at it, and I have an out-of-body experience in this dream, by the way. It's just a dream. And I'm looking at my city from a bird's eye view, and then I come back in my body, and then everyone's gone. And I climb up the steps because there's a steps of like rock. There's a sandbank, and then there's rock, and then there's the actual just streets in the city. That's kind of how it's set up. And I'm walking around downtown, and there's such a strong sense of peace and togetherness and freedom and just innocence. Innocence is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
That I just saw a house and I just felt welcome just to walk in. Like there's no bad intentions in this universe. I walk in and then someone's like, hi, what's up? Hey, what's up? And then I start levitating and reading people's minds. Ooh. And then like my body was engulfed in electricity, and I started levitating and reading people's minds. And then I wake up. Right. Well, and when I woke up, because this is obviously a different universe, because this world ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like nobody
cooler if it
other.
Was.
Yeah. Nobody trusts each other. Like there's like innocence is far and few between. You know what I mean? And I like it was almost like I was like coming off of drugs, or if I was like hungover from the dream. Like I felt like I got hit by a truck waking up out of this dream. Mm-hmm. And like it was such a profound and strong dream that I was like, this is not me. Whatever happened to me was not me. I couldn't imagine feeling the way I felt or seeing the things that I saw. So I started looking into paranormal stuff like UFOs, ghosts, this, that, whatever. And it kind of led me to just this the whole world. That's what got me in this world, you know. And
so you at this point you've already experienced some precognition in a way, and you're starting to pay attention to your dreams,
right? Because like even if you're experiencing something, like you're raised. I was like, you know, or I guess we're all being programmed to see life a certain way, what's possible, what's not. So I just kind of, you know, subconsciously just ignored it all. Like, whoa, what a weird coincidence. Everything's a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, but then something clicked like, there's more to this. because this was just way too crazy. Like I woke up, like there was like a fog in the room.
Dang.
Like seriously, like.
So when you were levitating, communicating, did it feel like this was a life you had lived, like in its full? Like, did it? It seems like you're saying it didn't really feel like a dream. Like it felt like it was. That was
it was
shit.
It was like being like intoxicated by another world, like completely engulfed and intoxicated by another world that was definitely higher than this one, in a sense, you know, generally, because I don't know, who knows what's possible in this plane, you know. But anyway, yeah.
So that was the first kind of like, whoa, hold on, this is something new. Dreams were crazy. Now it's in like undescribable. What happens the next day? Like, does this happen more often? What do you learn after that? You said you started looking into the subject a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what opened up. Bam. That's what got me thinking. That's what started the mission.
Yeah.
That's the beginning credits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since then I was obsessed, completely obsessed with paranormal and UFOs and stuff. And that's when I got into the stuff like, you know, Planet X. This is when Planet X was a big theory. This was like in 2000. This was like 2006, 2007. Nibiru,
yeah. Uh-huh.
And they always talk about that, you know, 13. I don't know. They say 13,000, but no one really knows. It's like this crazy, this, you know, awkward orbit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they describe. I've never heard of Nibiru before this, but the way they describe the way it's colored and how it passes and what, you know, what theoretically it is. You know, they talk about Nibiru passing and evolution, and it's just, it totally matched up to that.
Yeah.
It totally synced up to all of that. And then I started, you know, and that's when that was my introduction to synchronicity. See what I'm saying? I'm taking, like, every little thing is a stepping stone.
Oh yeah. And it never ends, dude. Like the more you find out, the more you realize, holy shit, there's so much more to find out.
Yeah, and the more research you do, if you know how to do research, you know, as long as you're not, you can get lost. To, you know, there's so much, because YouTube now, like YouTube used to be. You ever get on Gaia?
Used to,
yeah.
Gaia's got a lot of cool stuff, but YouTube was like free at one time. These days, you can't. It won't even track your search anymore. If you search certain things, it'll just act like you're looking for Jake Paul or something. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted dudes in pink shirts and
you're like, no,
right?
No, dude.
Gucci Mane, right?
Yeah. Dude, I remember when that happened because I would look on YouTube and then like I remember like in my sidebar, I would have all this other cool shit that I could just look at after I would finish videos, and I would just go video after video after video.
Right.
And then it started changing and it's like, I don't want to watch that.
The algorithm wants you to watch 10-second cat videos. They don't want you to watch what everyone else was. You know, the algorithm used to be, you watch this video about, you know, the Anunnaki tablets. And this is what all the other people that are watching videos about Anunnaki tablets are watching too.
Yeah.
That algorithm ain't there no more.
No.
You can't just like jump on the bear's back and go for a ride anymore.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like,
search for it.
Unless you want to watch cat videos.
Yeah.
but like if you go to YouTube and try to watch cat videos, it's like, wait, here's some videos of dudes in pink shirts. Here's Jake Paul.
Here you go.
You know what I'm saying? 3 days later, I got a pink shirt in my Amazon cart, and I'm just like, I'm just all docile, don't know what the hell I'm doing.
How did we get here, man?
Yeah, man. Oh shit.
What a pink shirt in my car. Oh, dude, that's amazing. So if we could go so it seems like, man, like your story, it sounds like, dude, you're at an impressionable age. Dude, when I was a kid, me and Joe, I feel like you were kind of the same. Like we were kind of bad kids. Like we did not bad. Like we were mischievous. We were mischievous children.
Yeah.
In school and
pranks and fucking off and
man.
Never like violent or like destructive. but definitely mischievous.
Like making fart noises when like teachers sat down in their chairs and like the whole laugh would
That's still funny.
Yeah,
still funny. And like, dude, to be 15 and like totally changed your persona.
Yeah,
that's gotta be huge. And you're going through this dream stage. You're like, I didn't get into this kind of stuff until like, dude, like 10 years ago.
But I can relate, Jake, because like, you know, when you start listening to that stuff from the 60s, I mean, dude, yeah, you got Hendrix, you got, you know, the Doors, you got Janis Joplin, the Grateful Dead, Dylan, I mean, Iron Butterfly, like all these super psychedelic dudes.
Baby.
Yeah, dude. And you start listening to their words, and like, then you watch videos about like what their lifestyle was like. And you're like, these people are kind of like enlightened, like mini gurus with microphones, you know what I'm saying? And
like, it's not real. Those were my mythical creatures. My mythical creatures was, you know, all the 27 Club, everything, you know.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. So I can totally relate, because I went into this it's definitely like a paradigm shift when you get into that type of music, because you realize that there's like this whole like outlying genre of stuff that is like, it's completely different than everything else, you know. It even like in like it's classified in the rock and roll, you know, genre, but it's a completely different type. It's very mind opening. And then, you know, you start looking at the research and you start realizing that like, oh shit, you mean the CIA used to throw parties with the Grateful Dead and do acid tests and see how the population reacted to all this other stuff, you know, like these drugs. And then the military started using it for testing and all this other stuff. And you're like, wow. So this whole era and genre of music is also connected to like military and government stuff and testing on mass populations. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, there's something there.
Era.
Yeah, there's something to it, man.
So much going on. I think that's why that was the end of, like, you know, everything real. I guess, for, you know, theoretically, for what a lot of people say, there's a lot of beautiful things. Like, we still got the Black Angels and stuff like that, dead metal. We still got a lot of great psychedelic stuff going on. We got a great scene going on in the world. It's not really a thing anymore, but it's still flourishing and nice. But you know, it's like the end of like just like a real movement, like a real revolution.
Freedom, dude.
Like you know, with JFK and you know, the mid 60s to late 60s, you know, Martin Luther King assassination and everything.
Yep.
Like, it was definitely a major climax in just the history of mankind.
It was an awakening in a sense of freedom, not like a physical freedom, but like a mental freedom. Like, in that era, we had lifted a cage off of our minds and became free thinkers. And they were like, nope, cut that shit out immediately. Mm-hmm. We're not doing that. You know, how can you control a free thinking population? There's no way.
What if they find out they don't have to have jobs, and they could like band together and grow some food and like, wait, we can't.
What if they find out they can work together?
Dude, that's the only thing I can get to grow is tomatoes and olive. Everything else just fucking like months of turmoil. It's like one ear of corn. Ah, yes, so filling.
Sorry, babe. I grew it. All right, I planted it.
But I did it.
There is a nice sense of pride in that, though. Like when you see when you first see your first pino and you put it in the blender, it's something.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
it's something.
Yes, it is.
Dude, that first pina. I mean, I'll tell you, it's.
But yeah, there's a lot of hope.
Pride.
There was a lot of hope in the air too, because everybody thought they could change the world. Yeah. And I don't think there's a lot of that right now. I think everybody's just like it's kind of like a just what it's a lot. It's not the same way.
I feel like people now think that they're starting revolutions like that happened like in the 60s, but I feel like people now are so kind of brainwashed and follow in a line that, you know, people always talk like they're saying something smart, but really they're just repeating the same shit 30 other people said.
Right.
And it's
hey,
like,
that's been a hashtag for 6 months, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
But at the same time, it's all contained because the platform is not out in front of your politicians. Those are all staged by, provocateurs
for a second.
and
I don't
shit.
even know what the jujitsu branch. I already forgot by now. I'm over that shit.
Like it's all contained now. Like anytime anybody says something really smart, people just like, oh, that's trending. Let me say that too.
Yeah.
And then like, dude, it's all
t-shirts, ball caps.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make some money off of this thing. I totally stand behind it. And like, no one's doing shit though, man. Like,
man, I know.
It feels like, at least. I could be talking out of my butt, but
no, I feel you. Yeah, there's definitely a scene of it's just chaos. There's no big picture. Everybody's got their own little thing, going on, and
Chaos.
It's not really about the freedom of mankind. It's really angsty. It's all about getting back at a certain small group. It's like all these little revolutionary moments are still like a different kind of divide and conquer within ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nowadays, it's not about the like human good. It's about, hey, did you see that really good thing that I said? It's all about being on a pedestal. It seems like there's so many people that are just like, oh, did you hear that thing I said good about mankind?
I said a good.
I said some
really
nice
good
things. You should like me for it. Like those YouTube videos where like people like go and they like give a homeless man $1,000, and you're like, all right, I get it. Like, yeah, you gave a homeless man $1,000 and a ride in your Ferrari, but also, why did you have to film it? And why are there 10 of these now? Like,
yeah.
Fuck are you getting all this money for one? Like, and two, it's like it's almost like you're just like humble bragging. There's so much humble bragging that goes on.
The thing is, once you get about 700,000 subscribers, like you got to start doing that. It's like low key YouTube. It's part of the contract.
Oh damn!
It's part of the contract.
we already discussed, dude. We're buying a yacht and we're putting it in the desert.
Yeah.
Dude, shit, I'm down.
Fuck yeah,
dude. By this time next year, I'll see you in the desert, bro. We're gonna buy it. Actually, I was thinking about this, dude. If we bought it like an old school pirate ship, we could have a mast, and then the crow's nest, dude.
Pirate shit, baby.
Dude, yes. That's all I'm saying, dude.
It's the only thing from Pittsburgh that I enjoy is the Pirates.
That's what
I never been to Pittsburgh. Just to, just let y'all know.
I hate the Penguins hockey.
I won't
team.
let you guys down.
I hate the Steelers. God damn it.
Steel curtain, Mean Joe.
We were just talking about Jim Morrison being lost in the desert on the last episode.
Yeah. Where'd you go? I was in the desert. Yeah, I know.
I know that.
Well, where did you go?
Well, like, tell us. Lewis, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm talking to the chat.
Greg has a cool comment. Jim Morrison's father was a Navy admiral. Yes, he was. Neil Young's father was a Canadian Navy officer.
Jimi Hendrix's dad was in the military too.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ozzy's father was a Royal Marine. Grace Slick's father was an Army spy. Yeah, there's a lot of these like 60s psychedelic people whose families were in the military. Very true. Very true.
I didn't know any of this. This is new to me.
Yeah.
I think not.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Communicating with civilizations in person. So what do you think the connection is between these prolific artists and their fathers or their grandfathers being connected to the military?
It could be like the connection to whatever. It's definitely something like that I can simply put, out of the best I can do, like something divine. Like maybe it's like if their parents are in the military, they know there's usually like a solid structure, or they know that certain things might go one way or the other. If there's like if they're trying to guide you in a specific way.
Yeah.
Very black and white kind of like.
Yeah, it's like almost like a predictable set of circumstances.
You almost have like a planned future ahead of you.
In a sense. Yeah, like just so we know there's a solid path or roadway. You know what I mean? and usually solid military families usually have a very general, not necessarily, I can't say predictable, almost like not necessarily I'm not trying to say cookie cutter, but you know what I'm saying.
I can see
a
why.
Foreseeable set of circumstances, right?
Hey, Lewis, shut up, Lewis. No, go Steelers.
Go Steelers.
How dare you?
So I could see like this black and white thinking of, it's not about, black or white. It's just like 50-50 bipartisanship. We can even look at our politics now. Like, do we really have a choice? Is it red or blue? All fucking same, right? I mean, I feel like that giving a populace, a highly motivated and creative populace, which I think this entire world is, everybody's fucking creative. Everybody has their own opinions, and to put everybody's choices into two will create either what you're saying is the foreseeable future or massive rebellion. Like, it's one or the other. I mean, some people fall in line, it's okay, but like, there's going to be those outliers in a way. When you give a certain percentage of the population just two choices, dude, come on. Like, it's got to go sour one way or the other.
Yeah, and it's just the best system we can think of based on what our priorities were, what we valued at a specific time. You know what I mean? It's not going to last forever. It's definitely the best thing that, we can conceive, because, I haven't heard too many people challenge it, but it doesn't work in the long run. It's a ticking time clock. Our system's a ticking time clock. It's based off of, excess and waste. How long is excess and waste going to last you? There's a sand dial with the label on it for, our system.
Yeah.
And it's upside down, and there's a it's going to cave in on itself until we change it. So,
yeah, man. I mean, we've had that discussion before. It's like, yeah, we live in a system. It may not be perfect. It's probably the best that we've come up with so far. However, can we do better? Can we change it? Yes, we can, but we can't do it by proposing old systems that have failed miserably and try and redo them all over again. It's got to be something new. It's got to be something fresh. We got to be creative, and we got to have ideas. And nobody seems to have an idea of what to do. But, it's I don't know, man.
We're always in the state of mind of more. You know what I mean? How long can more last?
Right.
And there's like definitely principles of like harmony and infinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can tap into what we really need and what we want, and we know what makes us happy, because a lot of things that we think makes us happy is like a demon, something that really, hurts another person, or, you know what I'm saying? Like this, we need to tap in. We need to know what really makes us grow, prosper, happy, and what can help us thrive in the long run. And it's not the type of energy systems we're using, and there's definitely free energy out there. There's free energy systems out there, and we don't got to keep burning fossil fuels and all that, using aerosols. We don't need to spray Lysol every time we take a piss. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's gonna be a hard breaking of the ego, and I feel like we're gonna have to learn the hard way.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I want to ask you, man. So once you started paying attention to these dreams, and you started having, you started having these dreams, you started remembering them. Then you had this marble drop of a dream. What started happening next, man?
Okay, and this is like, honestly, it was kind of messed up, but kind of beautiful in the same way. Kind of like Silence of the Lambs or something. You know what I mean? Like, it gets you thinking and shit.
Yeah.
But
it's like fucked up though.
Fucked up, but it's like, dude, like, strap in, let's ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like, once I got into the UFO thing, inevitably, especially for everything that was coming out at the time, I got into like deep underground military bases, genocide, shit like that. And like Phil Schneider was one that really caught my attention, because every time I watched that video, I would feel like this intense sensation every time I watched it. And so I just watched it every day. because every time I was watching it, I would just feel this. It had that that warped VHS. Y'all ever watch that?
Yeah,
Los Alamos.
Warped VHS. It's just like that dark warped VHS. Like, dude, just telling like what's going on underground and shit.
Yeah,
almost like some weird snuff film or something. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
And every time I watch it, I would get this crazy vibe, like I was being watched or something. And this is when YouTube was kind of new. This is when these videos first surfaced. And Phil Schneider only had about like a year run before he was cut. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how long he was able to talk for, but I'm glad that those videos survived.
He only has like 2 or 3 VHSs that he recorded from hotel seminars and all this shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I watched them all like multiple times, like over and over. And I caught a whole bunch of stuff. And that's when things started getting crazy. It's kind of like things they don't want you to know. And this is where it gets crazy.
Yeah. Strapping in.
Right. And this is straight up. This is when I'm sunk in completely in the chamber, just connected to all, And I started getting emails, and I started this is the creepy thing about it. I started seeing my emails before they were sent to me. Like I would have a dream about an email someone sent me, and I would wake up and then I would check my email, and like, if there was a picture in it or something, I would have a dream about that. I would see that picture. Like I had an email my grandpa sent me about the United Emirates Palace in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
And I saw it from the outside at night. And it was just this big, beautiful palace in the middle of the desert. And I was like, wow. And it was beautiful. And it was like kind of like a James Bond, like top secret kind of vibe. Like I walked into the palace and like alarms went off and things went crazy. And I woke up and checked my email like maybe a couple hours later, because I think it was the summer break or something. And I saw everything that was in that email before but and that's when I knew, like, that's when I started equating consciousness to the whole UFO phenomenon.
Yeah.
So Phil, it sounds like maybe Phil Schneider said something that awoken maybe some type of memory that was buried deep.
Right. There was definitely like stuff like that. Like I felt like I was remote viewing the people that were viewing me.
Yeah.
Like when people, like whoever was watching me, I was feeling their world as they were watching me.
What?
It's interesting
how
like
was it someone in? Oh, sorry, maybe I'm making a weird connection because my ADD brain. But like, was it somebody in Dubai that you were experiencing watching you, or you said that was an email, right? Or,
I don't know exactly what it was. I don't think it was anything to. I really don't think it had any direct relation to do with Dubai. I just think it was like a clue that I was being watched.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
Like you see your emails, we're gonna let you know, like how much we really see your emails.
Yeah.
So they're letting you see.
That's kind of like how Lorian Fenton, like
some mob shit.
She watched the video. Remember, she watched the what was the first damn it. I can't think of the name of the movie. Anyway, she watched
Shrek 1.
No.
Shrek 2.
Nope.
Shrek 3.
Nope. There's way too many Shreks. She watched the video and she saw the alien the first time, and then she watched
Stan Romanek
story. Yes. Yeah. And then she watched it back a couple more times. She said she had seen it over 11 times. And in the middle of one of the viewings, she couldn't see the alien that was in the window anymore. And then she had a dream, and they told her that we control everything that you see, everything that you think, and we, can basically like determine your future. And then she watched it back again, and she could see the ET in the window again. But there was a span of time where she had watched it a couple times where they basically erased it. she could not see it. And that's, it's kind of an interesting,
that's a trip.
Yeah, a little connection.
I never heard anything like that. I never heard anybody else say anything like comparable.
Right.
That.
So there's like Erin Montgomery. She went to that conference, and she had like this awakening where, oh my God, I have all these memories coming back to me. Or like Melinda Leslie, she goes out to the desert, Area 51, and she listens to that radio show, and all of a sudden, all these memories from her childhood start coming back of being abducted and meeting ETs and stuff like that.
I was born on a military base in Nevada.
Yeah.
So I feel like that has a lot to do with what I'm experiencing.
Dude,
without a doubt. Like it's in the heart, in the heart of like the trippy, like warped VHS days of the UFOs. Like we're really dishing the dirt like back in the day.
Yeah. I was born on Fort Hood.
That's when this shit was happening, dude.
Right, when shit was like raw. Like you had to like tuck your shirt in and wear suspenders and shit to like know your shit back in the day.
You had to like actually press your freaking. They were wearing slacks, man, like with the hook button, dude.
Yeah, it was real.
The braided leather belt, dude. You even need belt holes, man. You just guess the next day. You 5 pounds one week, you lose it the next week. Doesn't even matter.
And these people talking in the desert all day, still pasty. You know what I'm saying? Talking to this warped VHS. You know what I mean?
That's such a good. I've never done. Yeah,
we always made fun of this old VHS where Bob Lazar, he's standing in front of a Corvette in the desert, and he's got like a sweater on. We're like, why is this full in a sweater right
desert,
now?
Dude? Why are you cold?
That was probably his coldest flex at the time. He's like, honey, I gotta look good for the cameras. What?
Yeah.
Bob, wear your sweater.
He was holding like a big ass book. He was like, hi, I'm Bob Lazar,
and I'm smart. Look at all these pages I can hold.
I think he is though. He gave some no bullshit interviews.
Oh yeah,
the dude's fucking.
And the thing is, when he was talking about the hand thing, that was the dead giveaway because he knew exactly what the hand, entry,
like the little reader,
the gate, the hand reader. He knew exactly what it looked like and what was in the most top secret facilities. If he was never in a top secret facility, how the hell would he perfectly guess exactly what was needed to enter the place?
Yeah,
and it was the most obscure device.
Yeah.
No one else. If you were a civilian or maybe even worked for a contract government facility, like maybe you would know a little bit about it, but you'd still have to work for as a contractor for the military for some high security type shit for that to be the security. Most of the time, in the 70s or the 80s, it was just metal detectors and maybe some X-ray machines that were rudimentary, probably gave you cancer. Like that was some top tier shit, like measuring the length of your finger bones, dude. Woo.
Yeah, that's pretty
pretty
trippy, man.
I don't even know how that. I always thought about like, what do you mean like measuring your finger bones? Like I don't understand. Like
what they don't know,
like it's like old school sliders going on. Like I don't know. Man.
Yes.
Yeah, like the big.
Greg Bastion. Yes, you did hear correctly. I was born on Fort Hood.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Another military. Well, I don't know. Can we say you're a military brat? Is that?
Oh, I'm definitely a military brat. I lived in Germany. I lived out in Odessa.
Nice.
I moved all over the place, man. Like, yeah, army brat for sure. Interesting lifestyle.
Dude. I hear that Fort Hood is like literally its own city.
Oh, it is.
In itself.
It's
like
massive.
They've got literally everything
It's
just right
like
there.
It's like in the top 3 biggest. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how big, but it's massive, dude. It's huge. Like, Joseph Lamont, like, he's out there like in Temple, and he's like, yeah, I hear bombs all the time.
Oh, dude. Well, my family lived in Belton.
You're Belton.
Jake, have you ever heard of Fort Hood?
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest ones. Yeah, we used to hear bombs like all the fucking time, just so we shake our whole house. And I don't know if they're
in the day when the jets were loud.
Dude, we had
the military jets would shatter, like shake your windows.
Bro, definitely have experienced that, dude.
Dude, when we lived in Germany, they still did war games, and they would literally drive tanks down the street, and it'd be like a line of like 10 tanks, and they would just pass in front of your house. Like,
was there anybody like playing the oppressed?
Help, I'm being oppressed.
Just kind of following them, kind of following them, kind of awkward, waving.
Yes, dude. Man, it was a trip. I was a tiny, wee little lad at the time.
Me.
And I remember though. But
you still had a beard though.
I still had a beard. Yeah, I had a beard by the age of 2. And I remember looking out the window, and it was like this weird, it just had this blue hue to it. It was snowing, and there was tanks rolling down the street.
Oh yeah, that's cold.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
That would be a sight for real.
It was a trip, man.
Something that would stay for a long time.
Yeah, it was a trip. It was definitely a trip, but.
So Jake, did you ever witness anything on the when you were living on the military base?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember any of that because I moved off of it when I was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So we moved we were in Reno, then we moved to California, Herlong, and then I moved to Kentucky, and so I didn't remember the base. But I always had a military thing in the back of my head. It's I don't understand a vibe. Cause I would always feel a presence of a military vibe.
Was that from your parents kind of upbringing?
Right. Yeah. My dad was in the military. My dad's dad, my dad's dad, so.
Same here.
Lineage.
Same here.
Yeah. It's the same.
What branch? Army, Navy.
They were all in the Army.
Army, yeah.
Yeah, and when I turned 21, I went to the Air Force.
Oh, right on.
Oh, so you're okay. I've got a buddy that's in the Air Force right now.
I am the only male in my family that didn't join the military. It's
weird.
You
lucked out, dude. Hey, good job. Seriously, good on you.
I was just when it was military time, that was kind of my 60s awakening period.
Military time.
The high five was meant I'm glad you didn't go because we would not be sitting here today.
I know.
That's what that meant. I didn't mean any disrespect towards men in service. I was wait, hold on. And mid high five was wait a minute. I just meant anyway.
Yeah. No, service is all good. I mean, there's people that want to fuck us up, so I guess,
Oh, for sure, man.
That's what people don't understand, dude. People do want to fuck us up all the time.
It's interesting.
All the time.
It's so hard because it's yeah, man, that's absolutely true. And you want to support these men and women that do this and do protect you and your freedoms. But then you also look at the bigger picture and you're oh, so you're just being used as pawns to benefit millionaires and governments, and that's the part that people have a problem with. And it bums me out so bad that there are literally people dying for the benefit of the very, very few, and that's not what we support. We support the old school, there were people were trying to invade us, and we need actual real heroes to help with that. And that's the stuff that you support, supporting your brothers and sisters and supporting a war are 2 completely different things.
I think you're hitting on something that's really important, Joe, in that the old school way of thinking. Jake, what do you think? This, hey, being a hero, representing your country, dying for your country. Do you think that idea is dissolving because of technology and how easy it is to, those Hellfire missiles?
Could make it even more of a thing because we're so impressionable to theatrics and stuff like that. But I think the outsourcing of information, just all our access to all kinds of information can skew, depending on what day or what someone landed upon, what kind of source they landed upon, could skew their ideas of what the military is. I couldn't vibe out on the military knowing what I know and shit, but someone one day being in the wrong place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time, however you look at it, whatever you see is going to skew your image, because what sources in the military do we have other than people that have been in the military, or I don't want to say propaganda, but propaganda.
It's not the people that are currently in the military that you can really rely on their
and it's so compartmentalized because we got all different kinds of ranks, we got all different kinds of jobs. Nobody knows what anyone else is doing.
Yeah.
They're literally trained to listen to one specific person about one specific job. There's not one person, there's not one active military. I'm talking about from basic trainee to sergeant.
Right. Yeah.
You have a very, very limited view on what really goes on in the door right next to you.
Yeah.
It's none of your business. It's not your job. It's not your rank.
Yep.
So someone like, I was in the military for 10 years. That shit ain't real. That doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
All due respect, that doesn't mean much.
So when you say that isn't real, are you referring to like
you're talking to someone about the military about something, about some top secret, some shit, whatever,
Yes.
Talk about what
their experience does not, they have nothing more educational to say about what you're saying more than you.
Gotcha.
Because there's all the experience of the active military is very compartmentalized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely. Yeah. My brother, he's in the Air Force too. And my dad was actually lucky enough to go with him because my brother worked on the U-2s, and he was actually lucky enough to go with him on base and watch the U-2 take off and land. But at the same time, there was stealth bombers and there was F-117s off in the distance. And my dad was like, "Hey, can we go over there and check those out?" And my brother was like, "Nope, this is about as far as you want to go." He was like, "Well, do you have any binoculars that we can check them out?" And he was like, "Nope, you don't want to do that either."
Right.
He's like, "Well, how do you go over there?" He's like, "I don't know. I don't ask questions. That's none of my business." And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And that's how it is. It's like
yep, it's none of my business. We don't ask. We don't, we don't even get into that. It's one of those things, especially when you're working with like stealth shit and like U-2s and spy equipment, and you just don't ask questions, man.
Right.
You do your job, keep your head down, you fucking
you're wasting your time. It's like
yeah.
So dude, like growing up with that aspect in your life, maybe if you could just talk about maybe your experiences that have nothing to do with this. Hey, let's compartmentalize this. Has nothing to do with your experience. I mean, you've experienced some pretty wild shit. I mean, if you could, what's the thing that kind of changed your mind? Like, hey, this is real. This is happening to me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you got to that, because I was like, I almost forgot about that. I got lost in the sauce. I was imagining myself on like a 7-mile airstrip in the desert, just like thinking about stealth planes and shit. Okay. Well, it all got kind of real when one day, like I was looking stuff up. Okay. I would always put my theories on YouTube because YouTube was the hot spot, because we didn't have Gaia. Gaia was not half of what YouTube was in 2006. 2006, everybody was throwing it out there.
Yep.
And it's not the same. But anyway,
my brother Rick would agree.
Theories out, and then I got a, when you have a pop-up back in the day, like you have a RAM data error, you can either click OK or cancel or exit it out. Well,
I must be on a Windows, dude.
Yeah, some old school Windows 95. Okay, that's all we had in 2006.
It says your shit's fucked up. Press this button now.
Yeah, remember those boxes.
Yep.
But these boxes said it's time for you to die, and you could either click OK or click OK.
You're like, oh, I don't feel okay with either one of those answers.
One after another. Just hold on, see if I can simulate. It would go do 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 do. It would just pop up all over my screen saying it's time for you to die. Wow. And I was like, fuck. I just had I okayed it all. Like, that's the only way I can get this box off my screen. Okay. So,
hard shutdown.
That's some occultist shit. Like he agreed. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They got me cornered. But
so what happens after that? Like the pop-ups, like.
Okay, so I'm getting these like weird death threats and weird formats that I like. You got to be a computer nerd to do that to somebody. You got to have complete control over all kinds of software, not only like the software, whatever they're using, but my computer as well. They're obviously watching me, and they know I'm into some shit that would make me think I might get killed. So, but thank God, I'm still here. But anyway, so I went to bed that night, of course. This was in the summer, because this all happened in the summer of 2007. But I went to bed that night somehow, and I woke up and I heard two people talking outside my bedroom door. Mind you, I'm like 16 or 17 years old, and I thought I was hearing my mom and her boyfriend talk to each other. They were like whispering to each other. I could like hear two people talking, and then all of a sudden I heard someone almost as if they put their mouth on my door, and they say, "He knows too much." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Y'all," and I got mad. I was pissed off, because I'm like, "You guys are acting crazy. You need to go somewhere else. Get away from my bedroom door. Talk about me, like that's."
Y'all need to go somewhere else.
Like, that's creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got up real quick, and I opened my door, swung it open, and no one was even home. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was even home. And I'm like, and that was my first like, I guess you would call it like hallucination or whatever kind of pick up from something,
Was it a hallucination though?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It could have been like a remote viewing thing, man, where they were actually in your head. Or
they're probably having a conversation about me, right? Because I still have that today.
Yeah.
I can sometimes I wake up and I hear people talking about like if I know I hurt someone's feelings or something, like I would wake up and I would hear them being like, well, I would just hear their dialogue, if they're thinking really deeply about me.
Yeah.
And well, I heard, I was hearing this, and like that was my first like almost like, other than like me getting interested, now I'm in it. Now I got my foot in the door. Now I got my foot in the door of all kinds of, crazy stuff.
Was this the moment you realized, okay, this obviously happened to you? This you bust the door out, you're in your tiny whities, you're like, what the hell?
Because I hear him talking for a while. And I just ignore it. The thing is, I wish, every time I think about it, I wish I was listening, because I thought it was just my mom and her boyfriend talking.
But you're in this like dream, like waking up. I wake up pissed off. Is that kind of like you wake up kind of like,
yeah, I wake up.
Why were they shut up? Like, shut up,
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of the vibe that like, so you walk out, no one's out there. So what do you do next?
Well, I don't get freaked out very easy. So I just went back to bed. Okay. That's it. But okay. And so I'm just like, whatever, because I don't get tripped out, and I like getting tripped out anyways. So I'm like, whatever, that was cool. Like that, I'm just glad my parents weren't outside my door saying weird shit.
Yeah.
So I was just like grateful for that, and because that was like creepy. And so another couple weeks goes by, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I feel this intense amount of fear. I feel like this intense like fear that someone's gonna get me. And I like sometimes when because I was kind of tripped out about the dark, because I was having a bunch of weird stuff going on in my sleep. So I always I had a tiny little TV as a nightlight.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up real quick. I got out of bed and I was clicking on my TV. And sometimes I would hit the volume button, the channel button. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't know which button to push. And I was like clicking all these buttons trying to get my TV on, because I was freaking out. And then someone, I swear, and it was the most physical, real situation, as real as it is, our situation right now. Someone comes up behind me, wraps their arms around me, and then and then like kind of like tackles me to my bed. All right, and then that was it. And then I wake up like halfway off my bed, like on my face, like my half of my legs had like my legs hanging off the bed, and that's exactly how it was, when I got tackled.
Whoa!
So this like
it makes no sense, but that's what happened.
That's the thing is like all you can do is tell us what you experienced. So like it doesn't need to make sense. That's the thing.
Right.
So let me run this back a little bit. So you get in this situation where you have this intense fear. You go over to the TV. You're trying to hit these buttons to make it light up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, something grabs you and tackles you onto the bed. But at that moment, you wake up.
Yeah,
and realize
I wake up like a few hours later.
Yeah. A few hours later, yeah.
Did you look at there was like a clock next to your bed and or just like the mental knowing?
Well, the sun, it was like early morning. It was early morning. The sun was coming up. So a few hours later, it was like probably like 7 o'clock in the morning or something.
So by the amount of light that's kind of entering your room.
Because it was dark and he was trying to create light with the TV.
Got it.
And then when he woke up, it was early morning.
Got it.
That's interesting.
So
that's really
shit
interesting.
Kind of gets hands-on. Shit's like directly affecting me.
So we have I'm just I guess made wild wonders poltergeist. That's a really good question. And like,
right.
Couldn't we attribute this to a paranormal ghost spirit thing? Are we at alien yet? Can we say that yet? Or what can we say at this point? Because I've been trying not to say like label anything, right? Like
I feel like the points that I'm eventually going to get to will open that as a considerable option.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you're open to that and you're not like
definitely. It kind of reminds me of Eric's story that he tells where he was a child, also military family. He's sitting, they're in the house. It's evening time, and what he remembers is his mom is crying and takes all his brothers and sisters to another room, and he's sitting on the couch. And as he's sitting there, all of a sudden he sees this light, and he blinks, and he says, as soon as my eyes opened from the blink, it was daytime. But it was nighttime. And then he remembers his mom coming out like and hugging him and apologizing and like, but he doesn't understand the situation because he was very young.
They left him.
Yeah, they left him in the living room, and for some reason we think that there's a specific reason why she took the other children out of the room and left him on the couch.
No one knows that part of the story.
And nobody
yet.
Really, we don't know.
He hasn't talked about that publicly yet.
He hasn't really talked too much about it. But yeah, I mean, it's such a, and it kind of relates a little bit to what you're saying. Like I'm making these connections in my head where like you're in your own situation and you're trying to, you're doing something, but then you literally like get tackled, you wake up and it's daytime. Like,
right.
That's pretty interesting,
And that, like I got my foot in the door with hearing conversations about me knowing too much outside my door. And then I'm fully in. I got both feet in once I get, tackled. You feel me? So now, welcome to the other side. Kind of thing with my experiences. It's like, okay, here's the beginning of the rest of your life. You dig?
Dude. So I just want to preface this because I want you to continue with that is that maybe this is a yes or no answer, but do you think by doing as much research and being on it on YouTube and looking up and being awoken in a way
anywhere,
it had unlocked some kind of key, which I think if you're anybody listening to this, dude, like this is some sort of key. It probably made out of
absolutely
something, but like, dude, just being interested isn't enough. You got to actively, consciously look for it. And when you say he knows too much, the question is, do you think that you have unlocked something that
Yes.
you weren't supposed to?
Or they think, based off of what I was watching or what I was saying, that I might have been in contact with someone who used to be a part of a program. That's one thing I considered. Even though it was all me, I'm just really good at figuring things out. I'm not the smartest guy. I couldn't do calculus to save my life, but I'm really good at understanding esoteric knowledge. And I'm just going to put that out because I can confidently say that because my spirit is like, just, my understanding myself has been like an esoteric roller coaster. Like, cause I didn't even understand myself for a while. Like I was talking about earlier, like when I was just speechless about everything. I couldn't understand what I was feeling or why I was thinking or feeling the way I felt, like I was in a trance, Do
you ever get in this mode where you hear somebody articulate something that you know is correct and you're like, you're not even surprised? Like Alan Watts, listening to Alan Watts speak, you're like, you're not even like, oh yeah, you're just like, oh, yeah, that's exactly.
Like, thank you.
That's exactly what that is.
Yes.
It's like, I've known this my whole life. I just needed to hear somebody else say it.
And he can put it in a nice package. Like Alan Watts can just condense all these little frilly things and just make it like a nice swoop.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Bro. we gotta bring the swoop back.
Bring that swoop back.
It was all crazy and frizzy, like it was there, but he put it all together.
Yeah.
Bring
that palm.
I'm glad you brought that up because he's great. Like he definitely hit some points. I just figured out him about last year.
Alan Watts, Terrence McKenna are two dudes that just say shit that I'm like, after I listen to them, I'm like, I'm so smart. But it's like, no, dude, like I didn't know any of that before you said it, dude. You just handed it to me in a swoop, man.
Yep.
Right. I could listen to Terrence for hours.
Like most people listening to that, they hear nonsense. It goes one in ear, but two, I feel like what I'm getting is us three and most of the people in the chat tonight. It's like, yeah, dude. Yeah, some building blocks for sure. It makes sense.
Terrence has definitely hit me hard. Like he's definitely, once you hit a dead end, if you think you're at a dead end road, like to listen to Terrence and try to put that together. And the thing is, you will, if you just think about it and try. If you just try. Because it's not rocket science. It's just like, God bless him. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yep. Human nature, man. It's the mind, Dude. And it's just
the mushroom, bro.
Dude, I think the human brain came from a mushroom, dude. And that's why we laugh. That's why it makes so much sense, dude. Like the original human.
What's more organic than a fungus?
Like, come on, bro.
Nothing. It's like the first living organism ever.
Yeah.
One of them.
Well, one of the most conscious living creatures that scientists don't really even want to say it's conscious is this particular type of mycelium.
Yep.
And dude, help me out if you can think of it. I can't think of it, but it's yellow. And they can't say that it's alive or it's dead, but it has this consciousness to it. Like it knows where the proteins and water sources are, but like it doesn't have a heartbeat or it doesn't have, blood. It's like, it's not a virus, right? Because viruses,
no.
Sometimes
it's a fungus, but it's very intelligent. I mean, you would think we think of fungus. You see it just popping up out of your yard, but we don't realize that fungus covers most of the entire world. It's one of the longest living,
largest
things. You would think something that's been around that long would be intelligent enough
it knows
to know exactly what it's doing. It's been here way before most animals. It's been here before plants and grass and trees and all kinds of shit. It was literally one of the first things to develop. So it's had a long, long time to learn things. And it not only communicates with itself, but it communicates with everything in nature. It communicates with every living thing, including humans, especially when you decide you want to ingest it. I mean, it's going to talk to you.
Internet.
Exactly.
Oh, it's
a high-speed nutrient highway for plants and animals.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, one day you got white mycelium, the next day you got a cat about 3 inches.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought it was cool having Google Fiber, but dude, I'm trying to get that mycelium, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that forest mycelium.
Mycelium internet, dude.
Dude,
that would be sick. That would be sick. We don't even need to dig in your yard. All we do is put a little probe in your yard, and there's already fungus growing under your ground. Like, you're good. You got internet.
I mean, yeah, like have y'all seen there's this documentary about like the fungus among us, and they're talking about like forests, the forest trees. It's
also a great Incubus album.
I think I made that up, and that's
that's
where
like
I got that from.
Something.
Yeah. Yep.
But like the forest, they've and I think I heard of this on a Rogan podcast. It was that dude with the mushroom hat.
Oh,
that guy,
Paul Stamets. Yeah, Paul
nice.
Stamets is the man.
And he's talking about like the forest, like one tree will get sick, and the other trees will give it nutrients, and they realize that it's sick, and they'll try to heal it, but it wouldn't happen unless for that white stringy mycelium that exists all around this bottom layer of soil. Like, dude. Is that a brain or is that not a freaking brain? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a network, man, just like your brain is.
So, boys, question for you. If the nutrient-rich crust of the earth is the neurons, does that not make the earth a conscious being?
Yeah, because then the core would be the heartbeat.
Ooh, hot.
If the earth wasn't a conscious being, how could conscious beings thrive on it?
Ooh, I like that.
I think there's sentience to all kinds of stuff. Everything. I think everything has some sort of sentience.
And I think we have a personified idea of what consciousness is. You know, we can't eat, like the earth can't eat popcorn and watch Monday Night Football. But I mean, does that mean it ain't alive?
But popcorn and Sunday Night Football wouldn't exist without the earth. So,
or Hank Williams Jr.
Or Hank Williams Jr. God damn it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm glad you said that. Man, you listen to any Hank 3?
I ain't got on that third, though. I ain't got on that third yet.
Dude, the third is pretty interesting because not only does he do old school honky tonk like his grandpa, Hank Williams, but he also does like his outlaw country that's like his daddy, and then he does his other stuff which is he calls blackgrass, and it's like a sludge metal, heavy metal like country. It's weird.
That sounds fun.
But it's pretty freaking awesome. I love it, and it's cool because we now have a 4th generation of Hank Williams coming, and he's just gonna go simply by 4. So Hank 3's son is getting in the music business, and he's about to release an album, and I can't fucking wait. I'm so excited, dude.
You know?
Oh man, I'm super excited about that.
Because what's he gonna try to pull? You know, is he gonna try to do something different, or is he just gonna elaborate? Like, is he gonna make something? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know which direction he's going.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. But I'm a big fan of the generational Hank Williams for sure. Like, just all of them are badass.
Yeah, there's something about Country Boy Can Survive. Like, when I was a little kid and I was camping, I would go camping and Country Boy Can Survive was on, and I'm just like, this is it. Like, this is like, I didn't even like know how beautiful that was, you know?
Oh yeah, it is, man. And it's just a completely different lifestyle, you know? It's a completely different lifestyle for sure. Definitely is. And some people connect with it and some people don't. But then when they listen to the song, you see kind of their eyes light up like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting. You know, it's not just a bunch of shit kicking rednecks, you know, like.
Right. It's not just about beer and boots, you know, it's.
Yeah. Which is kind of what new country is all about. Like, it's just so stupid. Like pop country.
Making out in your truck, making out.
It's so terrible. Fuck, I hate it. my country stops like early 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, John Deere Green.
Yeah, yep.
Billy Bob loves Charlene.
Yeah, dude. Oh, like all the like Brooks and Dunn, and like it was like a golden era of like country music. I feel like the 90s was like a golden era for all music, honestly. But yeah.
Have you heard of meat and taters?
Oh, meat and taters.
Yeah, meat and taters means everything out in the country. Like instead of saying everything, we usually just say meat and taters.
Yeah.
Dude, see, you get it. Jake, I'm telling you, look, hey, if you ever write songs, you want to send them to me, I'll sing them for you. I got an Instagram account. It's under the name Meat and Taters. And it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good.
I've got a song called I'll Tell You What.
It's pretty awesome.
Yo, I got a Gen Z Garth Brooks remix song I just wrote. It's called Friends in Safe Places. No, I'm just playing. I ain't got no problem with Gen Z. I just thought
shit.
Is it like is it like the Gen Z is like it's
like I got friends in safe. No, it's all good. Gen Z, dude. We gotta believe. We gotta.
Dude, Gen Z is gonna be the most adaptable generation ever.
They might be okay. Who knows,
dude? Right? I love that. They might be okay. Yeah, dude. I love that.
Oh shit. We're going on a tour with Jake.
Yeah, dude.
This is MTV Cribs.
Yeah,
right now.
show us your sconces, dude. What is that? Is that LED or what?
LED.
Yeah,
LEDs that look good. That ain't too much, huh?
Yeah, they look good, dude.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes.
I thought, yeah.
That's modern,
my
dude.
back hurts from doing deadlifts.
Damn, you're trying to get swole, dude.
Trying to get stretch on.
Trying to get swole on us, dude. I'm too skinny, dude. I'm trying to.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. I'll get
pencils.
I'll get you on my program, dude.
Oh, all right.
I'll pump you up. I'll pump you up.
I need a personal trainer for sure, dude. Joe won't teach me anything. How he's swole. He won't show me anything, dude.
I work a manual labor job. That's how.
I don't
get swole. He's got that lumberjack genetics. You know what I'm saying?
I've definitely cut down trees quite often. So yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do like I work in like an industry like so I study permaculture and so I do like plants and organics. So like fungus was like a very fun topic for me actually.
There's a lot of that when you pick up a log and you got some kind of strangeness under it.
Oh, dude, I could just sit there and look at stuff for like 30 minutes. Like
you don't know what kind of bugs you got under there.
I know. Sit there Googling shit.
Is this a brown recluse?
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Don't touch it. Oh, it's not a brown recluse. Okay, you can pick it up. Hell yeah.
That's always the first question I think. Because the only two spiders I know about is brown recluse and a black widow. Because I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna die. If the end of the world's happening, I gotta live in the woods. I'm gonna eat some poisonous shit. You know?
I already know it. I'm gonna eat poisonous shit.
I ain't that country.
Oh, dude, yes.
I'm liable to wipe my ass with poison ivy, dude. Or a poison oak. I know what poison ivy looks like, but I don't know what poison oak looks like.
Poison oak, it wears out a lot quicker. Like poison oak, if you get yourself in water quick enough, you can wash it off. But poison ivy, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
dude, Joe, you've seen me destroy a poison ivy root.
Yeah,
and it didn't do shit.
It didn't do anything to you.
Probably the only white person that has happened to.
I watched him do that from across the yard, and I got poison ivy. I didn't even fucking touch it. It's ridiculous. Sucks.
Yeah, some people are immune to it. It's crazy. I get it bad.
Yeah, I do too. I can like get a little bit on my wrist, and before I know it, it's covered my entire stomach, and I don't know how the hell it happened. So it sucks.
Yeah, I burnt some wood that was around a poison ivy vine.
Oh,
and
no.
I got like a nice.
Did you like breathe it in?
Layer everywhere.
Yeah.
Just from burning wood that was around the dust.
It sucks. Because if you burn it, dude, and you breathe it in, it'll fuck your lungs up too. Ooh. It's bad. It's real bad. I got
lucky because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that, and I wasn't. I didn't get that.
Damn.
Oh man.
But yeah, back to
let's get back to the story. We keep sidetracking as soon as it gets good. No, it's our fault,
dude.
Well, you did mention Hank Williams Jr., so that got us a little excited and off track. But most of the time, it's our fault.
Well, anyway, so a lot of things are happening in my room. It's like I open up a portal or something because one day I'm watching this video about different dimensions of thinking. You know, talking about how they talk about, you know, third dimensional thought, and then you go to the fourth. It's like almost like fourth is almost like a purgatory for the fifth. You know what I'm saying? Because people like always skip fourth. Like fourth ain't shit, dog. Like fifth, that's what you need. You know,
I always wonder about that. Yeah.
Well, I was watching a video about that, about perception, and you know, it gave you like nice visuals of how like a third dimensional being would view a two-dimensional being, how a fourth dimensional being would view a third dimensional being.
Right.
And both sides of my head started pulsating with electromagnetic energy. Because I like, it's like I took just a big enough step to hit a certain signal, like a frequency wavelength, and that's what all our minds are, you know. Because have you noticed when you're in a certain mood, all your memories are based off of that mood? Like, you know, have you noticed when you're sad, you just feel like your whole life's been sad, or when you're super stoked, you're just thinking of other things that stoke you.
Yep.
It's like that's because of frequency. It's like your emotions create a frequency signal wavelength, almost like a radio. So you're hitting a radio station.
Yeah.
So what happened to me is I hit a radio station that I never hit, that I never could imagine. My ears do ring sometimes, and sometimes I'll get to that. I'm gonna get back to that.
Thank you, Space Cal.
My ears ring before specific things happen to me that I'm gonna mention here in a second. But my head was pulsating. I could hear the electromagnetic activity. I could hear it go wham, 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 and it just kept going on. And I was stoked because I thought, you know, I'm making contact. Like, I'm making contact with my real people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and this was a day before school, and I went to school, and I was looking around at everybody, and I didn't realize at the time. I just thought I got woke, but I kind of realized a bunch of things. Like I was like, this is all, you know, everything kind of clicked. Like I was like just looking at people, almost like I was looking at through a window.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Almost not. I wouldn't say necessarily looking down on everybody, but I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
So it was like a higher state of consciousness, man.
Right.
Like,
I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm not into that shit. I don't care about what anybody's doing. I'm just like observing things. And I'm just like, damn. And I'm still hearing the vroom, vroom, vroom. It was like a, you know, it came in a very predictable wave.
Yeah.
And you could feel like the pressure, like an electromagnetic pressure.
Ooh.
And
you could hear the tone kind of like a specific
you could hear
frequency.
It in your ears, like a
was this new, or was this like?
This is my first time this ever happened to me, and it was while I was watching a video about different dimensions and perceptual things. You know,
reality. Yeah.
You know, in general, you know.
I've been there too. It's like you watch this video that's like talking about it like almost hits these notes that your brain's like, yes,
yeah, and you almost feel like a
yeah.
Like every time it happens, every time something super profound hits me, it kind of gives me like a, and it's like anxiety for a split second. Then it's like a,
yeah,
and then you're just like, what?
That's
you feel
crazy.
me?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yep.
And
but you're experiencing like something physical. You can hear it,
right? And now I'm starting to. This is like a 24. I can vibe on that. Yeah.
Tammy Finnegan, Schumann resonance of the earth. I love that. We talk about that. I reference that a lot, and I don't ever remember the word. So thank you, Tammy. Schumann resonance is the name, and that's 8.7 something hertz, right? Like, yeah, it's like the frequency of the earth. It's like the earth is always vibrating. Humans are vibrating, and like we synchronize with that. Interesting.
And I feel like we're being purposely dumbed down to pick up like lower. I'm just saying lower astral because I feel like that's that's where you're headed.
Yeah.
When they dumb you down, but like we're definitely being tuned to a low frequency. Like I feel like on purpose. But anyways,
Definitely.
Well, yeah. If we're meant to, like the Rockefellers, the school system, if we want to.
You don't think they look into this stuff? You don't think they've been curious and just figured anything out? Like I'm like I just live next to a cornfield and play guitar. And I caught on to it.
Yep. Yep.
Dude,
you would be. I don't think you would be too surprised, but there's a lot of us out there that grew up next to a cornfield.
I live next to a cornfield.
I grew up next to a cornfield, man. Taylor, Texas. I'll tell you what.
And corn and cotton.
Corn and cotton, man. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
And now I start thinking, like, am I psychic? Like, am I gonna have psychic powers? Like, am I gonna start levitating like that dream, like that Planet X dream?
Dude, yes.
And I mean, I haven't. I'm gonna break the ice right now. I never levitated, but I started connecting to even harder to like this militaristic vibe in my head, right?
Yeah.
And I started having dreams about being taken like underground, and this is where the MILAB comes in. Okay, yes. And I woke up like, and I saw like this like pilot dude, like almost like we were on like a Boeing or something, and and we end up flying like the jet flies into this underground compartment, and like the jet connects to a rail system, and I'm looking at the lights like I'm in a tunnel, and I'm looking at the lights pass over me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at the lights pass over me, and I end up like in this like hospital looking place, and there's this like dude that's like putting all kinds of like esoteric like occult stuff, like doing this occult stuff to this person, and there's like, and they show me a book, and they say who out of all these people, who would you want to be? And it was all kinds of like artists and stuff, and I saw Hendrix, and I was like, man, that'd be pretty dope to be Hendrix. And they're like, good, very good.
Oh.
And then they show me this. I walked into this room, and like, the song "Room Full of Mirrors." It's by Jimi Hendrix. But anyway, I walk into this room full of mirrors, and there's this guy talking about Hendrix. He was a psychic and all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
And I woke up, and I heard the person still talking, and then it was telling me something about Hendrix. Just I couldn't even make out what they were saying. And then, come to find out, like I was born on like the same day. Like I was born on November 27th, on the same day as Hendrix.
That's cool.
What?
And I was born on the same day, and I'm left-handed, and I play guitar right-handed. So like, because when I woke up, oh shit. And when
somebody pinch you in your butt, dude. Somebody pinch your butt, dude.
Yeah.
Tell your wife to calm down, dude.
But, yeah, when I woke up, there was a voice telling me something. I had something to do with Hendrix, and I never thought about that ever in my life. And then I was like, I wonder what I was looking for things that I have to do with them, and then I checked, and like I'm left-handed, and I was born on the same day. And then I was like tripped out from that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been obsessed with like psychedelia my whole life. And I was like, and like, I've always had a deep connection. He's always my favorite guy. And it was almost like, I think Hendrix was, I think they extracted something. They figured out something from Jimmy. I feel like Jimmy was like a piece of some type of puzzle they were looking for. I feel like he had certain properties to his being that whatever kind of research was going on into like a deeper sense of consciousness, whatever they're doing with MILABs.
Yeah. So what do you think they're doing with MILABs? Like, what do you think the purpose is? I mean, it sounds like this experience that you've had, it's like we have technological, physical things that you've witnessed with the lights, the tunnel, the airplane, the tunnel, zooming. I mean, those are all very plausible things that like physically could exist. And then we're talking about intertwining this occultic aspect. And then there's something having to do with Hendrix, right? And that's where you come in. And like, dude, the occult is all about numbers and dates and like birth and blood and like timelines and bloodlines, dude. So I think there's something to it, my friend.
Right.
I'm not saying you're the second coming of Jimi Hendrix, but like, can you play some guitar, dude?
Yeah.
But I'm just joking. But like, dude, there's something to it, man. And I don't know what it is. Like, what would you say is the purpose of it? Like,
maybe they figured out how to harness like certain openings with the moon and stars. So on my birthday, they could somehow do something with however the planets are aligned with the signs and everything to harness everything, whatever Jimmy harnessed when he was born. So all like the special properties that come up on that day, they were able to like almost like condense it all in like a controlled fashion.
Like focus it in some sort
whatever
of way.
They know, however they do it. Yeah.
So do you think there's been specific people that have been interested in you from a certain aspect of your life and that have been kind of interacting with you, communicating with you?
A certain person? What do you mean? Like,
well, not maybe
like
certain
handler, like sort of, almost like a handler.
Yeah.
Sort of, but that goes into like a dark. That's when it starts getting dark, though. Well, and this is where this starts to come in. Actually, it's a perfect question for how everything's going to transition. Okay, so then I keep getting messed with, and like, so now they're messing with me all the time. Like I wake up and I feel like a strong electromagnetic presence, like all around me and stuff. And they're telling me about the moon is like artificial, like it's like an artificial satellite. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. But like I'm talking, like my mouth is moving and talking what they want me to say. Like I can hear them telling me stuff, and everything they're saying is I'm speaking it as they're saying it. It's like this weird symbiotic relationship that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like they started manipulating people around me too, because I woke up and like sleep. Like if you watch the movie Avatar, a lot of business is done while the Avatar is asleep. You know what I'm saying? When the Avatar goes to sleep, that's when the other side goes to work, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, damn, that's awesome. Yeah.
And so that's how it works. Like, if you ever heard of Donald Marshall?
That sounds so familiar.
He's talking about the Vril.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the thing is, same thing with him. What he was talking about when he was dealing with deep underground military bases, like when he goes to sleep, shit goes on. That's when he pops into like his life in the underground base. And when his life, whenever whoever he is dies at the underground base, he pops back into his other reality.
Yeah, I've heard something very similar to this. I can't remember the guy's name, but he had actually talked about how when you go to sleep, how certain groups of people have actually mastered the skill of actually being able to transfer your consciousness. And what they'll do is they'll actually make clones of certain people, and they will transfer your consciousness over to this other person whenever you go to sleep.
Right.
Now, this other clone or this other person, whoever it is, a lot of times there is a lot of occultish stuff that happens. There's like these super, super wealthy people that, maybe they go there and they say, I've never murdered somebody. I'd like to murder somebody. And
right. That's kind of like Donna
maybe,
Marshall saying.
yeah, maybe you just have like this clone and your consciousness while you go to sleep gets transferred to your clone and you are a subject of somebody who gets murdered, or
Right.
you're a subject of somebody who gets raped or writes a famous song or something like that. But they've transferred your consciousness into this clone. And when they're done with you for that evening or day or whatever, however long they want to keep you, they put you back and you wake up.
And you nailed it on the head.
Yep. And you think, oh, what a crazy ass dream I just had. But in reality, it wasn't. You were actually, your consciousness was transferred somewhere else and they did stuff to you.
Yeah.
Right. Straight up. And the thing is, when you're talking about like rape is such a common theme with everyone that claims this, why does everyone that claim these experiences talk about rape? Because like, I'll be dealing with that shit. And like, I will, I always used to wake up like feeling, no matter where I fall asleep, like there's always sensations of like, like being molested straight up. And I'm putting it out there because that's a real thing. Like,
yeah, it's very common. And yeah,
out of all things you can experience, why is being molested? Out of all, you could experience swimming in a pool, mowing the lawn,
right,
eating a nice steak.
But it always ends up being one or two things: getting your ass beat or getting raped.
And
you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, that tells you that there's something that tells you that that's a very important energy.
It's very ritualistic.
Yeah.
Very ritualistic. These types of sex magic or, transferring of consciousness and kundalini and all that stuff. Like this guy, he was talking about how one time he actually had his consciousness transferred and somebody lit him on fire and he felt everything and
burning.
Burning. And he woke up and he had that sensation of being on fire, but he wasn't. It was just his consciousness living through the experience in real time. And then once he died, it moved back to his body.
Yeah, it's crazy you say that because just the other day, I woke up in what I call what the fuck do I call it?
That's the problem, right? How do you put this into words, man?
I call it a simulation. I wake up completely conscious, and this is what happened to me a couple weeks ago, actually. Like even after I gave y'all an email about stuff, and I wake up and I'm in this other world, and I know I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And there's this lady handing me a gun, giving me instructions on what to do. Like, here's a gun, and there's like buttons on the gun, like a remote. And I'm a soldier, and there's a nuclear meltdown situation going on. And it's like, once she hands me the gun, it's already going down. There's sirens going off. People are running around. And there's like this, like, it's super theatrical. There's this green goo that's melting through everything. And if that green goo touches you, it burns you. It's like a video game.
It's like a test.
I feel like it feels like a test too. Sometimes it's been happening so frequently that I'm like, I go in head first. If I feel like I'm in a simulation test, I try to make a statement by jumping head first. So if I'm in a simulation and someone's trying to fight me, I try to become Neo. I just believe I'm gonna believe if I punch this guy in the head, his head's gonna fly 10 feet off his neck. You know what I'm saying?
It never does, right? Like you always.
It's so hard. It's so tough too because. But I'm like, this is a test, and like, I'm gonna show him that I'm gonna create my reality, and I'm gonna punch this dude's head off his neck. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But yeah, and I was feeling the burning. And when I woke up, the crazy thing is, when I woke up from that dream, I was completely conscious, and I heard people laughing under my bed, and I felt people rubbing on my genitals.
Like, dude, you're not saying.
I could feel it. I could feel the energy, like kind of just like you just feel like you're getting violated.
Yeah.
Right. And you hear people laughing, and you just popped out of this simulation where you were getting burned, and it's just like it really like tests your sanity for real.
Yeah.
So you
definitely
this feeling of like pleasure, but also like this immense pain and like people laughing, like that's fucked up, man. Like,
yeah. So you get all kinds of every level. You get the pulp. You get the pulp of suffering. You know.
I want to go back to this thing of like, you know, we've had many guests on like yourself that have had real experiences that, you know, can articulate them in a way. And there's probably millions of people that out there that don't pay attention and they just think they're dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And there's specific people like yourself that can go, like we spoke about before we went on live, like the details, right? Like there's something there that if you can articulate those details, we can agree that there's some sort of connection there. And I just want to tell you that you're not alone. You know, like the people that we talked to, like this dude, like this happens. And I don't know what it means.
It kind of like, you know, you remember Lynn's story, how she talks about how, you know, her father was in the military. He was basically like second in command. He was like the engineering guy. He, you know, he actually worked at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and she would have these extremely vivid dreams of being taken to this area that looks kind of like a mall. She said it had multiple levels.
Yes,
yeah,
been there.
Multiple levels.
Wait.
She actually ends up seeing her father in this room, and her father says, "Don't let anybody know that I'm your father. It won't end well," basically. And she, you know, this was when she was young, right? And she ended up becoming a veterinarian for these certain, like these space animals and all this other stuff. And as she got older, she said one random day her father asked her, "Hey, do you think aliens are real?" And she was like, "I mean, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be." And he was just like, very interesting. And that's really the end of the whole conversation that they had. But dude, I mean, the military and like these dreams and stuff like that aren't really dreams. It's a reality that you're living.
Jake just said he knows what the mall is.
I've been to the mall.
I want to hear the mall.
I've been to that mall, and like everybody has, it's like every room's a different theme. And the thing is, like, it's almost like a thing of, because whoever's running this show is like, you know, they know how to be righteous, and they know how to be absolutely evil. And I feel like at a certain point of evolution, I feel like they just want to play around with it, but at the same time, maybe help people elevate in different experiences. That's my best guess.
Right.
Because that's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm just open to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would rather see good, but I'm more open to suffering, because it's just like, you know, it's just a different awakening experience that's hopefully temporary, you know. So I feel like they play around with all, you know, celestial experiences.
I've got a question for really anybody. If I'm kind of on this journey of like, hey, is this consciousness experience a simulation, or is it everything's real? And it doesn't mean that one or the other's, you know, right or wrong, but like I'm often led to this idea of your dream state, the things that that experiencers, abductees go through. Is this is this often part of a fast track simulation where like, okay, the real life, this can't possibly happen in their timeline. Okay. Like people that fly don't happen in their timeline, but they need this protein. They need this, like we think of like how cells communicate and evolve with each other. This doesn't exist in their timeline. So we got to make it happen in their subconscious somehow. Dreams. Yeah. Got you, dreams. So is there, like, my question is, and I'm getting closer to how to ask the question, but like, do dreams serve as more of a fast track? It
like
starts
a training.
Thank you. Awakening, evolution. Training. It doesn't mean that it's real, but it is fucking real. Like, what do you mean by real? Is it a real preparation? Is it a real thing that's happening to you in the physical world? And then you can go down that fucking dark hole. Like, what's physical? What's not? Like, nothing. Most of matter is made of space, right? Like, yeah, okay, fine.
It's almost like how when you're a child or like animals are born, they inherently know stuff without having to be taught. And it's kind of like, okay, so if you live through this timeline, but you're also having these dreams of flying and doing out of world stuff, when you do die and you move to that next world, you've actually been born into that other realm and you inherently know stuff already that's been taught to you in this realm through your dreams.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love that.
It's like an experience that you can't have here, but it's an experience that prepares you for the next step. I don't know.
Have you guys ever had a dream that like prepared you, and like you were like, when you actually encountered that encounter, you were like totally fucking prepared because you've already been through that shit? Does that ever happen to y'all?
Dude.
Well, I was in jail for a little bit, and I knew who wanted to fight me.
Oh shit!
Because I remember like waking up like after a dream of fighting this guy, and that's just that same morning when we were getting our breakfast. He was doing everything he could to freak me out. Like, he cut in front of me in line. It was the same guy. He cut in front of me in line, and he was like calling me just whatever idiots call each other. Yeah, and I was like, I'm not even gonna react because I already know like what kind of game plan you got. Like, you're a dog now.
Dude. So I feel like that's a superpower, man. Like, yeah. I like anybody can tell you, hey Jake, those are dreams. Like, don't pay attention to those.
But I was
come on.
Week. I got in trouble for possession of marijuana. So I was a teenager. I was 17. Come on.
All it took was just for that one asshole cop to catch me, because I had a lot of
yeah.
I was smoking a lot. I smoked weed in high school.
But yeah, they'll mess with people around you too. Like I woke up in the morning around 5 o'clock, and I heard someone say, like a little girl voice right next to me. She said, "Go through Jacob's wallet." And 30 seconds later, I heard my mom stomping through the house. Doom, 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 doom. This is like 4:35 in the morning.
She's running.
Doom, 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 doom. Bust through my door. Somehow, I never put my wallet in my top drawer. And before bed, I remember putting my wallet in my top drawer. She knew where my wallet was. She knew what corner of the drawer it was. It was like, doom, 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 doom. Open the drawer, grab the wallet, doom, doom, on the way out.
Dude, so she knew where the fuck it was, dude.
She knew where it was, and someone told her.
What was in your wallet, dude? Like Chuck E. Cheese box or what?
I don't know.
Condoms.
I don't know.
Condoms?
I don't even know. But I heard a voice, a voice of a little girl in my head saying, "Go through Jacob's wallet." And then 30 seconds later, she busts through my door from the other side of the house.
That's wild.
Okay, I've got a question. So this voice, it was a little girl.
Right.
Do you think it was a little girl? Do you think it was your subconscious telling you in a way that you would accept more than like, don't go through his what, like some like scary, you're like,
it was like a sweet little girl. It's like, go through Jacob's wallet.
See,
You know,
like,
dude,
but like, do you think
that's
there's
a
a reason
trip.
why it came to you as
I think
that?
they were telling me, hey, what's up? Look what I can do.
Well,
Yeah.
see, we're on the same level. What I'm asking is like, dude, if you would have been approached by some demonic sounding voice, you'd be like, no. But if it was a nice, like, cute little girl voice, you wouldn't be scared of this thing that's happening.
Like, you know, in Zoolander when he's getting hypnotized, and there's that little, like, it's Will Ferrell
Yeah.
with the lollipop.
Uh-huh.
You have to kill the Malaysian president.
Mugatu. Dude, Mugatu.
The same
Relax.
Don't do it.
Yeah, dude.
You must kill the Malaysian president.
Have you ever heard of the VTS technology, the voice to skull technology, where they use the laser and they can actually point it at your head and put messages in your head and make you think you're hearing stuff?
Absolutely, and I've experienced that too. And that's when it gets into like why I feel like I have to say something, because it started out beautiful, you know. And, and the thing I didn't mention, like, I've seen some aircraft too. Like, I have a cornfield behind my house. Like, I saw like a cloaked. I've seen three or four different kinds of UFOs. I saw a cloaked UFO because the clouds were like obscured. I could kind of see it, but not really. It was like Predator. It was just like a cloaking device that just mirrored the image behind it, but really well. Really well, like not exactly invisible, but damn, might as well be. But I saw a red light at one end of the wing and a green light at the other end.
Oh, interesting.
And the thing is, they answered my prayers. This is what I want to experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. But I got scared and I ran inside. I was like, fuck that.
Here's my question.
They're looking at me.
Jake, like, had you ever seen a YouTube video that was that specific?
No, I've never heard of anyone talk about what I've seen, but I have seen what Joe saw too. The glowing, the orange red glowing ball.
Yeah.
And mine just stayed there. Mine just stayed there for like at least a half hour because I was playing basketball in my front yard, and I saw it sitting there, and I was real thirsty because it was midsummer. Because this was the summer when everything was set, 2007, and I was playing basketball forever. I was sweating like I wanted a Gatorade.
Limp Bizkit just came out with a new album.
Dude, that was a great summer.
Yeah,
2000. Oh, come on.
And I knew, I was like, I need a Gatorade because I'm thirsty. And I'm like, I was just like, please stay there because I want to see how it took off. You know, because I've been watching this thing for a half hour, just shooting hoops, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna run in as fast as I can, grab a drink, run out, whatever's in the fridge, because this is my big moment. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. And I come back out and it's gone. I didn't see it take off, dissipate, whatever it does. I didn't get to see it. But
it didn't leave you a little bit of like space little sprinkle.
Yeah, it didn't leave me a sprinkle of nothing.
You like float for an hour. That'd be super cool. like Tinkerbell, you know, like a Peter Pan. That so the sorry, I was trying to be funny. So like,
no, dude, be like that though, because it feels like something you long. It's something you long for, you know,
dude. We just mind melded. That's what I was going for. Like this like longing, this power, like what Peter Pan did for me as a kid was like this longing of like, I'll never be able to fly, dude. I've tried, but like this sparkle, this like flying dust, like this idea of this fleeting thing that like we'll never be able to capture. And like, oh, if we just had this dust anyway, dude. So
capturing
like
that void, you know.
Yeah.
It's
like just understanding it, just communicating with it for just a second, you might be able to exhume some of that power. That's the idea. But so you were waiting, but you were, I'm glad you do, man. But like the looking at it at a craft, like a light, you know, let's say a light, but we all know what we're talking about. This is either a conscious being or it's a physical craft.
Yeah.
Which side do you lean on, Jake?
I don't know. Based off what I've seen and experienced, I feel like conscious being. I don't know if it's like a singular conscious being, but there's no way for me to know. There's no way for me, because I feel like anything I say would be some sort of personification, and we've done that throughout. We like to personify things that we don't understand.
Yeah,
and I feel like I would just be personifying something that I don't understand. So
yeah, that's actually the perfect answer.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, that's like oftentimes we try to nail down exactly what we saw, and how do you nail something down that you didn't even know existed, and then you saw it and you're like, well, that was this, right? You can't put it in a category. Like, it's just, I don't know, something you didn't know exists. How can you immediately then after just be like, well, that's what it was, right?
Like decide.
Yeah, it's that. So your answer is actually perfect, because it's like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
and sometimes I don't know is literally the best answer that you can give, because I think we're all kind of guessing. We're all guessing.
Right. True. And have y'all seen like heard of any craft that shoots out? I was watching something a few days ago, because I've been doing a lot of research lately. Like this shot out green gas. Like I heard a story about someone talking about, because I saw this floating, like it looked so like old school, like it was this giant silver cylinder that was shooting out this green gas. Like in the sky.
You saw this in person?
Yeah.
So I've seen
a lot of weird stuff happening. There was like, I saw an Apache helicopter. Shit you not. I saw an Apache helicopter fly over. I was walking into a gas station, and I get out of my car. I didn't even know it was around, and it swoops right over the roof. Like I didn't even know it was around. All of a sudden, I see the helicopter go over the roof of this gas station, like right over me. Just strange thing.
Oh,
like
shit.
You know, I've heard stories of craft that people will see and they'll be like, whoa, what is that? And then all of a sudden it looks like a helicopter. And then all of a sudden they see like a Navy ship and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And then it turns into this unidentifiable object and disappears. Like,
also, I've seen some infrared footage of UFOs, of cylindrical, you know, classic UFO objects releasing some kind of. Haven't you seen
the
seen
gimbal?
Those?
The gimbal has like that weird like rotation, and it has like that weird gassy shit coming off the side of it.
That's not the one I'm talking about, but there's a different one where it's like it farts, like gas comes out of it.
I don't know.
So
sounds like some 40s Nazi stuff.
Dude, if anybody's like farting in the sky, it'd be fucking Nazi.
That's what I think Roswell was, honestly, because I feel like my experience goes back, because I feel like my involvement with whatever was military was because of it all kind of stemmed. I'm not saying it is, but it stemmed from like Nazi occultism and like idealism, like war machines and genetics and stuff like that, because that electricity that I felt, like that was Vril. That was definitely Vril. If you've ever heard of, y'all heard of Vril?
Yeah, the Vril Society.
Explain it for people who don't know real quick.
Okay, in Nazi lore, Nazi occult lore, Hitler's what were they, co-conspirators or whatever, were a part of this group called the Vril Society that based their beliefs off of this book called Vril and the Power of the Coming Race. And what Vril is, it's like the Force. It's like an electromagnetic energy that beings can harness. And like I am constantly, as we speak, harnessing like powerful electromagnetic energy, with my brain. I feel it. Like I feel electrostatic. I feel it 24/7. It's like a television. Like you wipe away the screen, you wipe away the static. 2 days later, it's like that. You wipe it, and then it goes away, and about 10 seconds later, you can start feeling it come back, and it just surrounds. It just comes. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
what?
Dude. So you had said earlier, you were talking about like when you're in high school, you had this thing happen where you could hear this noise and it was like a pulsing in your head. Does that happen to you still to this day?
I don't hear it and it doesn't pulse. It's just pretty much a consistent electromagnetic field.
So the reason I ask is because
sometimes it gets so strong, it just feels like it's heat. Like you can feel the heat off of it.
Yeah, well, that's just energy being transferred from the sensor. What is not used is dissipated as heat sometimes.
The reason I ask, man, is because our buddy Eric, after he had his experience, he is actually able to produce an audible frequency from his brain, and he's able to control it and up and lower the frequency that's coming from his brain. So much so that we've actually caught the audio, recorded it, and have it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
like I can hear it pop. Like sometimes like when I drink too much, I just started drinking 7 years ago. But like if I had a hangover or something, like it kind of messes me up a little bit. And like when I start feeling better, like I start hearing a bunch of popping. It's like everything's just popping back into place, like cracking your neck.
Yeah.
Like I hear it go, I can feel it clicking, like everything clicking back, and I'm just like, okay, let's get it.
Dude. You know what? I would love to do a science experiment with you, Jake, to play you this audio.
That's kind of scary, dude.
This audio of Eric's brain. He can make a frequency with his brain that you can audibly hear. And we were like,
I would love to hear that, man.
It's little popping noises, dude. It's crazy.
Me and Joe were like, I believe you. Let's test it out. And then like it didn't work at first, and then we kept going, and then it fucking worked, dude. And
like so much so that we're like, hey, can you do like sequence of like fours? And it'll be like
dude, like
he can
nuts,
control how he shoots the frequency. And
I can amp it up. Like I can amp everything up to where it's just like, but it just gives me anxiety because it's just whatever it does. It just gives me anxiety.
That's kind of what Eric says, dude. Yes. He was like, okay.
You don't have like any like strange holes in the top.
Yeah,
of your
do you
head,
have holes in your skull?
No.
Because he does.
You would have said yes, I would have lost my shit.
It's your
would have been nuts, dude.
Because you know what? Have you ever heard like hippies talk about, cleansing your pineal gland?
Oh yeah.
Like detoxifying. They say that you might feel a little pressure. You'll start to feel a pressure in your head. That's what it is. You're starting to open up that third eye, man.
Yeah, dude.
I believe it.
So when you detoxify, not trying to break you off or anything, but detoxifying,
trying to break me off,
will give you that energy. You'll have a stronger access to that source.
Dude, I have this story I've told. You've probably heard it if you listen to the show, but like where I sat down and like tried to meditate over like, it only lasted 2 days because the second day I did it, I had like this weird, like it was like a pop in my head, like right in the center of my head. And then like with my eyes closed, like an old school TV, when you would turn it off and like there would be like that white line that would go in the middle and it would just be fuzzy. That's what it was. It was like a pop and then this white line behind my eyelids and my whole body was like tingly. It was fucking weird. I didn't know, and I never did it again.
So you like trying once, dude.
And the thing is, you might still have access to whatever happened. It might have just opened up a new part. It just might have opened up a different compartment inside of you.
It might have, man.
It's probably you're probably still accessing whatever happened to this day. You know,
it's possible.
It probably doesn't even have to happen again.
What if you just accessed a tiny portion of it, and like if you actually did it?
I don't know, dude. Like I've always wanted to like, what if I practice this?
Like, what if you started actually doing it, dude?
But I've just always kind of been like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like it's in your case, right? It's something that like just fucking happened. You didn't really have a choice but to roll with it and kind of see where things went. In my case, it happened. I ignored the shit out of it. And I've always been kind of leery to try it again because I'm not trying to fuck with nothing that I'm not prepared for. But sometimes that's in these types of situations. It seems like nobody's really prepared for anything. You are just kind of.
It's like it's the final frontier for your body. Almost the real final frontier in general,
Yeah. I agree completely, man. I agree completely.
I think that is the final frontier. It's everybody's been looking outside, towards space and towards extraterrestrials, and I feel like the message. I've gone through the gambit, and it's not like I know everything because I don't know shit. But the few messages that I've been able to put together in my head like a tiny little puzzle, because I can only handle it like 8 pieces at a time.
Yeah.
They tell me like we have to look within, dude. And maybe that's the best journey. Maybe the more simple we make it, not make it such a journey. All we have to do is look within. There's like just a couple of things, man.
You ever listen to Funkadelic?
Oh hell yeah, man!
You know what to say? Hey, free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within.
Ooh.
Yep. They say is funk after death, and I say is 7-Up. Yeah. Hell yeah!
Love that, dude. Love that,
dude. Yeah. Oh, bro.
I
love Farley, dude. Funkadelic, dude. Shit.
But, hey, Funkadelic.
I got fucking excited again.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I might have to jam one of these days. Hey, y'all, any of y'all play drums?
I'm terrible at drums.
Yeah, no.
Never mind.
Lou Elizondo plays drums.
Yeah, Lou Elizondo's our drummer at the UFO Garage Band.
Nice, UFO Garage Band.
He already said he'll be our drummer. So
that's the shit.
He said it on live YouTube.
Yep.
So we gotta hold him.
He said it official. He said it. It's official.
He said that Tom DeLonge's a little harder to get a hold of.
Oh, that's that's cool. That's rude.
I know, dude. We've been trying to get him on for a while.
So, dude, going back to the MILABs stuff. I mean, have you ever heard of like Melinda Leslie? We've had her on the show. Earlier back in the day.
I probably listened to her. I think
she's a grand slam.
Yeah, she's the leading.
She's kind of an OG in the game. Melinda Leslie's been everywhere. She's probably been on Fade to Black and.
Oh, she's been everywhere, dude. Yeah. She's been everywhere, but she's the leading expert in MILABs specifically. She's done research for over 30 years, and she's got a lot of information, man.
I kind of been wanting to get hooked up with a regression, like hypnotic regression. I would like to get that hook up because I feel like, I have a strong connection to all this stuff, and I feel like if I got a regression, I could get, the meat and potatoes.
Hey, man, meat and potatoes. You know what I'll say is that we know one person, I think, man, like Samantha Mowat would be great to, honestly.
Who's that one lady? She has a wild name. I mean, to me.
Oh, Geraldine Orozco?
Geraldine Orozco would be.
That's that girl. She was. I love listening to her speak.
She's awesome, dude.
She's something else, dude. Yeah.
She was great. That's what turned me on to y'all's podcast. Because that was the first podcast I listened to from your page, and I was like, that Geraldine girl. I was like, so I just started listening to everything else because Geraldine
got nothing but love in her heart, dude. Like it's like seriously. Nothing but love, dude. Like
amazing. And that guy, the Vietnam vet guy you had on.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Los Alamos Greg or whatever.
Los Alamos, yeah, Mike. Dude, Mike.
Yep. He was great too. I really liked his state of mind. I just felt like he's A1 guy. I really appreciated listening to that guy too.
He's very pure, man. You know what I'm saying? He's very pure. He's pretty genuine. He just seems like a very genuine guy. And that was one of those episodes where like, hey, whether you believe the shit or not, this guy's got some kind of message. Like, would it hurt to fucking check it out? He was really cool. I really enjoyed that dude. But yeah, if you like Geraldine, definitely check out Samantha Mowat. She's got some incredible stuff happening to her all the time. I mean,
Melinda Leslie.
Right. Also, definitely get Melinda. She's awesome. She's awesome. She actually took us out sky watching with like military grade night vision goggles.
Yeah.
And was like psychically like, all right, something's about to happen.
And it did.
Sure shit, dude. It happens, man. It's
your intention. Your intention in the universe is I can't say everything, but your intention is your interaction with the universe, I guess.
It kind of seems that way, man. It definitely does seem that way.
I feel like some people have a really strong awareness of their intention and how to focus their attention and intention to what they desire to share like experiences with.
Yeah.
Which man. I would love to learn that too.
Yeah, man. This stuff just goes so deep. It's incredible.
This is what I focus on.
Dude, show us that guitar, dude. Hold on, bring it up, dude. How do we get that home with you?
What's up? That's my Firebird. This is where I work. I work at Gibson. I make guitar necks for Gibson, and I love them. This is the only kind of guitars I play would be a Gibson.
Of your description of the pickups, how you switched them because
I do a lot of upgrades. I do a lot of personal things. Like I work on pedals, I work on guitars and amps. And
that's cool, man.
I spend most of my time just researching just the technology and all the aspects and everything that goes into making music gear for guitars. And
I love that, dude. I love that.
Guitars is my passion, you know what I'm saying? So once I started hearing people in my head talking to me about Hendrix and my connection with that type of consciousness, like it meant a lot to me. It was bittersweet because I lost a lot of respect from people. Like when I told people about it, I lost like friends and almost kind of like I felt like I lost friends and family when I talked about it.
Yeah, man.
But
shit, dude, you got friends and family here, man. You got them in the chats. You're gonna have them all over the place. I mean, like, you're definitely not alone in this whole thing with your story and your dreams, things that are happening to you. I mean, there's definitely people out there to talk to. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
there's our OG buddies that have been with us since the beginning.
Mm. Y'all got a professional site. Like I feel like y'all got one of the best setups because once this UFO stuff takes off, no pun intended, like you guys are it. I feel like you guys have really got it going on. I feel like y'all are hitting all corners, because y'all it's like beautiful. It's like it looks professionally done. Y'all got great gear. Y'all got great T-shirts and stuff like that.
Thank you.
I'm not even trying to plug. I'm just like.
That's high praise.
I was really impressed. That's why I came on here because I kind of learned just to keep it to myself. But I was like, dude, I'm about to tell these dudes what's up, and I hope I open something up within you guys or people that's been through the same things as me? Because I know there is. Because I know one other dude personally that's been through the same exact stuff. And
yeah, that's the thing, man. And dude, I appreciate you saying that because it's like, dude, we started humble. We are still humble. We still don't know what the hell we're doing, man. Like this show is so like there's not like Jake. I mean, be honest. We tried to get together last night. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I did. But I'm just saying. I'm just trying to. But I was just sticking to it.
I appreciate you giving us a shout out. But like, dude, we're all. What I mean by this is that we are all going through this journey together, dude. We're all just learning. And yeah, we have a nice camera, but like, dude, it's you, dude, that brings this to the forefront. We're just the conduits. We're the catalysts. We have some cool lights and t-shirts, dude. Fuck it. Like,
but our guests, man, you and everybody else that comes on the show is what makes the show.
Yes.
And we don't claim to be, fucking professional anything. We're not journalists, researchers, nothing like that, man. Yeah. Like, we're just two dudes who have been.
We love this shit. We love it.
Oddly into like this whole subject since we were kids, and we're rookies in the actual UFO world, but it's
what's a better way to set up something like a blank canvas for something we truly don't really understand?
Yeah.
Like why there's no professional way to go about something you don't understand.
We felt the same way.
Yeah, like what the fuck, you just do it.
I feel like it's set up very nicely and very well put together, but there's no professional standard way about going about something that no one can really tell you what's going on, so so I feel like you guys actually have, in terms of being professional, you guys have the best setup. Because
dude, freaking high five, dude.
What not better way to set up just an open, like a nice open space to where, like
and that's what's awesome is like, dude, you're surrounded by people who support you and probably have been through very, very similar situations where they're like, oh my God, I'm glad you're talking about this shit. I'm glad I'm not the only one, dude. Like that's our whole thing is like, dude, me and Joe we've had our own experiences separately. I've had my own experiences, and just to like talk to you, dude, like, and you being open and showing your face and, telling people your name, like, that's what it's all about. Like, let's get rid of this fucking stigma.
Yeah. And it's important because while we do have like experts in the field and like, a few name brand people, our funnest shows are with people like you, real people who are just going through this thing. Like, I mean, you don't have any books. You're just some guy, like you said, I live next to a cornfield. Like, I mean, you're just a simple Midwestern dude who's had experiences, and it's not always about the name brand stuff. It's always about the regular people who are going through this stuff, and people like you are what actually going to make this entire thing pop off, right? Because we all know the big stories, but we don't realize that. Yeah, exactly.
I just told y'all the beginning too.
I had a feeling there was going to be a part 2.
Like there's a lot of things going on that I'm really hesitant to talk about too.
Well,
that it's like a feeling of that I shouldn't say it, because I've learned that. I've just learned to just be quiet about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling like maybe we do a part 2, a couple weeks from now,
and then get to the nitty grit.
Yeah, man. It's like there's no rush, dude. Like, hey, we're
when
bros
you're comfortable,
now.
man. Like no pressure at all. I mean, we like I said, we've got friends that we've been friends with for a while, and we still don't know their whole stories. But we're not gonna be pushy and
we're doing a documentary
for it. I mean, it's like you got to be comfortable, man.
Yeah,
it's all about you.
Because there's like they like to play games with the mind control. They like to think about this. I'm gonna go head first in it right now, if we got the time.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, we have plenty of time.
Okay. Because I was wondering what kind of timeline y'all got.
Dave Scott doesn't go on till 11, so we got like another hour.
I'm gonna break it down real quick. Okay. So you remember that Navy base shooter? The guy that wrote, "This is my ELF weapon" on his AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
He went shooting people.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? What's his name? Andy Anderson or some shit.
I couldn't tell you his name. Yeah,
he looked like Anderson Silva, so I just think Anderson. He was this bald, like tall, skinny dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that low frequency, sustained silent spectrum mind control. It is a very real thing. It's used in a lot of gang stalking.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like I've had a few people that I'm close to started to experience that stuff, and they just went, I can't say crazy, because your mind state and your obstacles are two totally different things, but it really bothered him, to say the very least. And I can't get a hold of him. I don't know what happened. He was telling me he's been hearing stuff and going through things, and now I can't get a hold of him. So it's a very serious thing. They know how to torture you. Like once they torture you with algorithms. It's almost like Chinese water torture.
Hold on one second.
We got some weird internet interference.
What the fuck?
That's weird.
That is so fucking weird.
We've got some lag going on, brother.
Second. Dude,
we've got some lag going on, bro.
Why is this happening as soon as he starts talking about this shit?
Hold on, dude. You got some weird...
Okay, that was a little bit better.
You sound like a weird. You sound like a robot,
dude. What the fuck is happening? We're not catching anything. Holy shit! What is going on?
I don't hear anything.
What is going on? Maybe talk about weed for a second.
Let's talk about butts, like boobies. Boobies are cool.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening right now?
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh, he dropped out to start again. Well,
okay.
He goes, "I'm about to tell you some real shit."
Okay.
And then that, okay, well.
What the
Sonny said,
hell?
my weed delivery is showing up right
now. What the hell just happened? That's not... We've done 2 hours and 22 minutes, 100% perfectly. Clear as day. Beautiful camera.
Beautiful audio.
And as soon as we get to this part,
hey, y'all in the chat, did y'all hear what we heard?
Yeah, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear all the crackling and the like robot noise and stuff? What the hell?
There's a lot of sweaty faces in the chat,
dude.
Okay, here he is. Here he is.
He's back.
Here he is. Here we go.
Okay.
Jake.
What happened?
There we go.
No idea.
You sound beautiful.
This is like some coast to coast.
I swear to God, dude, yes, dude. It's some shit that would like happen to Art Bell.
Listen, Art, I don't have a lot of time.
Dude, like your voice literally turned into like a robot voice for a second, and then it was just nothing but crackles. And then
same thing with you, dude.
Yeah,
it was same thing, dude. That was fucking weird.
Yeah, so maybe not lead off with like I'm about to tell y'all some shit.
Just tell the shit.
All right. No time to waste.
Yeah, we gotta get this out, dude.
Okay. So I was going to sustained silent spectrum mind control and shit. With they do that shit with gang stalking, and there's actually a podcast called COINTELPRO 2.0. I would recommend y'all watching that. because it's about a guy who I can actually relate with in a lot of ways. He's being you've heard of targeted individuals, right?
Yeah.
And my personal experience, mine isn't just a targeted individual. This isn't like some random harassment. Like, this is definitely some like very well thought algorithmic stuff going on.
Yeah.
They understand your very primal, things that they can just poke, and they just know, like hitting a nerve. They know where they can poke at you, what tickles, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? And what was I talking? Chinese water torture. Okay, so basically what Chinese water torture is, basically you're strapped to a bed, and they all it is on the surface, to someone that ain't experiencing it, all it is just a drop of water that hits your forehead
constantly.
Right.
Yep.
It's just a drop of water hitting your forehead. What's gotten into you, buddy? Ain't too bad.
What's gotten into you?
But the thing is, they can pan that shit from the left ear to the right somehow. I don't know how they do it, but they can disorient you. They can pan it from left to right, and I don't know if this is like I don't know where it came from. Like, I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg in this one, because I don't know if they're doing it to me because of who I am and what I know, or if this was planned from the very beginning, like they tagged me from birth because I was born on the base. Like, they're like, okay, I got something in store for this guy. We're gonna do some stuff with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know the motives or how it came to be or why. But I'm getting very good ideas, and basically what they do, and this is what they do, like, based on what I know. They will mess with one person to think that I'm out to get them, and then they'll mess with me to think that he's out to get me, to try to create conflict.
I see
that.
Yeah.
See,
and just think how many games you can play with the access of that with that type of technology. You can play all kinds of games with people.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like you have a best friend, right? And you're like, hey, they both play online poker or something, and they say, oh, they're both gonna like gamble one night, okay, and then like the next day that certain somebody, your buddy, gets hacked, like, oh, $8,000 is gone, and then other buddies like, who else had access to my shit? I was at your house. Dude, like, this happened to me actually with Luke, dude. Like,
oh, no shit.
We were playing like online poker, like anyway, he was like, I was at your house last time. And I was like, how the fuck am I gonna know how to steal money from your account? Like, I know what you mean. Like, they can find ways to like drive a wedge into relationships. Like, that was just an example. I'm not saying that I'm experiencing the same thing you're experiencing.
Oh, I dig it. I know.
That's just an example of something that's like very, personable. That's like, like both parties don't know how it happened, but there's still like this awkwardness. Like, do you know how to do that? Do you think I know how to do that? Like, no.
Right.
Like, this weirdness, right?
Yeah. It's like, and Stanley Kubrick, he wrote he made the movie 2001.
Yep.
And he also made Hunger Games.
Yep.
And basically, this
did he really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
No shit.
No. He didn't make the movie Hunger Games. The guy who made Pleasantville made Hunger Games.
Ooh, shit! With Reese Witherspoon is
thing.
Hot.
Right, Reese, her jawline was like,
oh,
banging on that move.
Bam!
Yes.
Yeah, they got some good angles.
You said her jawline was banging.
Because they always gave her like the perfect like angles and shit. Like, You can tell like they took like an hour because she just has the perfect looking face and that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is too perfect. Like it's bothering me.
Stanley Kubrick did did The Shining, and Stephen King hated it.
Yes.
Right.
That's weird because The Shining was cool.
It was
Stephen
cool.
King had in his head was probably nice.
It was different.
You
well,
know?
Stanley Kubrick apparently in The Shining,
Eyes
he
Wide
released
Shut.
a lot
Right,
of
Stanley Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah,
he released a lot of stuff in that movie that supposedly had to do with faking the moon landing. Everything from the little kid on his tricycle with the rocket on the NASA rocket on his t-shirt, to like the distance to the moon and the room number that they stayed in, to like the pattern of the carpeting and how the pattern of the launch pad was for the actual like Apollo mission that landed on the moon. And then like if you look at the car, like in the beginning, how much shit they had like in the car, it was almost like a joke, because like how could you really fit all that stuff in the car? Just like, how did they fit all that shit in that tiny little, compartment in the rocket? And how were they able to do all this stuff? Like there was a lot of little things that Stanley Kubrick like released in The Shining that people think that like he was telling you that, yeah, the moon landing was actually
and the
fake.
The thing is, you ever heard of Jordan Maxwell talk?
He
talks about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hey, Hollywood, that's for real. They leak all the time. Hunger Games, with all this like there's some high tech gladiatorial games going on right now. I'm telling you, like Running Man shit.
Yep.
Like Running Man Schwarzenegger 85 shit.
Yep.
And if you notice all like, and this is where it goes into this mind control. This is where it goes into transhumanism, because there's a big year for transhumanism. It's almost like the deadline for I feel like it's like a completion. It's 2045. So the game Player One.
Yeah.
It takes place in the year 2045 for a reason. Okay, and if you look up Russian Avatar project,
2045.
That's where our copyright is on our website. Is 2045.
Yes.
They've been talking about this for a long time. Player One kind of leaked it a little bit, and Ivan Drago, the movie Rocky 4. When he punches the punching bag, he punches at 2045 psi.
Oh shit! I know exactly what you're talking about. That Russian 2045 project where they're moving consciousness.
So many robot references, like in the movie with the robot waiter.
Yep.
With Rocky's robot waiter, and at the end of the movie, like it's just pictures of the robot. It's about transhumanism.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of leaks. And
I think that, dude, like the transhumanism thing, like we touched on, is like, I want to know what you know, but I think that's like part 2, dude.
Right, I feel you, man.
Because like there's so much. Like, can we leave people on a cliffhanger?
Yeah, leave them at the edge of their seat.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
But give them something to sip on. You know what I mean? While they're at the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
But Hollywood is definitely leaking. All kinds of stuff. What's it called? Programming
predictive programming.
Predictive programming, yeah. Like I'm talking about how all my Avatar experiences and stuff, and like when I first saw the trailer for Avatar, and then I was only listening to like half of it, and I'm like, let me guess, the main character's name's Jake. Let me guess, and then it came up, boom, the main character from Avatar, his name's Jake.
That's your name, dude.
Crazy.
That's your name, dude.
You feel me? There's all kinds of and the thing is, there's all kinds of gladiatorial shit going on with. Sorry for my language. I sound so like. I probably sound so stupid.
That's why this show is perfect, because like it doesn't matter. I don't. But don't feel bad about the way you say things, because literally me and Joe sound smart, but like also
we're dumb.
We're dumb.
And there's so many references in Hollywood movies about what's going on, and I feel like Hunger Games is definitely something worth looking into. There's a lot of them that there's a whole list of them that I can name that you would just be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Agenda 21. I mean, that's a real thing. Agenda 21. They talked about it in the 80s and talks about how they were going to split world countries into districts. I mean, that's a real thing, dude.
Dude, I have a hot take if you guys are ready for it.
I'm ready.
And then we got to do some closing statements.
All right.
I'm just making that up. It's a thing we always used.
So what's that?
Okay. Final thoughts. It's that Avatar is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm obsessed with that movie, dude. I can find any reference to that movie and I could make it. Like, there's so many fucking references. I'm obsessed with it, my brain. And there's a reason why it's taken so long to get to where we're at. They're releasing video games or releasing cups.
You know when I woke up in that simulation that I was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That was a video game. And you know what video game references the game I woke up into?
What's that?
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem. They just redid that, didn't they?
Yeah, Duke Nukem is a reference to a super soldier program.
Yeah, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Okay, the first level of Duke Nukem is called Hollywood Holocaust.
No shit. Are you shitting me?
And the soundtrack to Duke Nukem, Megadeth wrote the soundtrack, and they have a track on the CD called New World Order.
No way, dude. Megadeth.
Yep.
Great show.
Yep. I know.
So, dude,
it just keeps going, man.
What
guy that I was talking about earlier that he said he was set on fire. He also says that if you look on, I forget the Megadeth album, but he's on the album cover and he was
Donald Marshall. Yeah, and that's a weird how is that?
It looks just fucking like him. It's insane.
Because, dude, it is him, man.
Yes, that's the guy that was being transferred.
That's the guy, dude.
And what are the odds that Megadeth has the song New World Order for Duke Nukem? You know what I'm saying? And he's also doing that shit for Donald Marshall, which is he's also talking about the Avatar program.
Yeah.
And Dave Mustaine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I'm telling you.
Crazy, dude.
And it's funny because like a lot of super soldiers talk about the moon base. There's a moon base level in Duke Nukem 3D, and there's a Area 51 S4 level.
Yes.
And the thing is, and you go by things and there's so many references to stuff that wasn't even released at the time. Like you go by a sign that says Groom Lake, and
no shit.
I'm
pretty sure you and I'm not gonna say our buddy's name, but 509. You guys are in the same exact video game, by the way.
Nice.
I'm just saying, dude, he's been a listener for a while. He's been our buddy, and dude, you guys have seen the same shit. I'm telling you that.
And when Phil Schneider released all his tapes, that's when Duke Nukem 3D came out, and Phil Schneider was the first references to railguns, because railguns weren't declassified till like the year 2006, but railguns was on the video game Duke Nukem. You could actually get a railgun, and
that concept wasn't released to the public for fucking ever. Like,
right?
Yeah.
What a railgun is? It's a magnetic. You know, the projectile is something. The projectile is tungsten, right? The most tough, rigid, but also well, I'm not gonna talk like I know what the fuck tungsten is, but dude, it's a magnetic gun that just pew and swoo, and that doesn't exist ever. But at UT in Austin, they have one of the most powerful rail guns in existence at UT, dude. They do tests all the time.
That's crazy.
That's fucking cool.
So I'm guessing they got silent railgun rifles.
So
probably.
So why is it silent? Is the projectile
magnetic?
But is the projectile just so aerodynamic that it just?
Oh well, it's kind of like having a silencer on, but a little bit better. You know, you're gonna hear the click. You're gonna hear the
suppressor.
You're gonna hear it move through space. But at the end of the day, how silent do you need it to be?
That's the thing. Is you as a military person, there's no such thing as a silencer. It's all suppressor. Like nothing's gonna be silent.
Like you're doing your best. You're doing
your best. You're trying to. But like a tungsten rod going 2,000 miles per second, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What
do you think that's shaped as? Do you think it's shaped as like a butt plug?
No, actually, it's funny you say that because the ones on Navy ships, they actually have railgun cannons.
Yes,
they are shaped like butt plugs.
That's why I said that.
They are shaped.
I love that you. Yeah, dude. Recognition. We got it.
Actually, hold on. No, I'm just fine.
you like.
Give me a second. Oh, it's freaking awesome, dude.
But yeah,
freaking awesome.
Man, the leaks, man. The hardest leaks were in the 90s, though. And all these connections are not a coincidence, man.
So
I don't think they are either.
I think you're onto something, dude. Like what you've been through, man, in your life is like, has it gotten worse being able to talk about this stuff, or has it gotten easier?
Because I get smarter and stronger, but life keeps getting harder.
Yeah.
So what would make things easier for you to explain some of this stuff? Is it movies that you can relate to, or is it just people that you can just talk to openly? Like what's standing in the way?
What's getting in the way of me explaining this stuff is not just I know what's coming for people. I can tell who I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? Because like where I'm from, like everyone is hostile. Like where I'm from, everybody wants to tear you down. They want to fight. They want to anything. Like I was cornered for the longest time. Things were not easy between me and people in general. Just me jogging. Like people didn't even like me walking around the neighborhood. So what makes it easier is just formats like this. This is the only possible way I will be able to talk about this stuff where I'm not just saying it in vain.
Yeah. And you honestly, dude, like just you saying that is going to open up so many people's minds. Like just, hey, be cool. Like,
yeah.
Like people stop being so fucking close-minded, man. Like,
but the rabbit hole goes deep, man. I've been through some crazy hatred, hostility, violence.
So it's not all love and rainbows.
Like you don't even have to. Where I lived, you didn't have to have a reason for someone to attack you. You know, Nashville's beautiful. I'm so glad I moved to Nashville because Nashville, everybody's nice, everybody's ambitious. There's nobody from Nashville is from Nashville.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody is feeling good about themselves and has a goal and they don't really care to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I saw someone said that people out there suck. I mean, you've probably been to Broadway. Yeah. You're probably hanging out on Broadway too much.
I feel like most people are pretty fucking cool, dude.
Not from where I'm from, but I feel you.
Oh no, yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's like maybe it's that I grew up in my adult years in Austin, where like most people that are saying some crazy ass shit are just way whacked out of their mind on whatever
ketamine.
Probably. And then I'm like, hey, aliens are cool. And they're like, you know what? That's the least crazy thing I've heard today.
I mean, like in Austin, like the slogan for Austin is keep Austin weird. Yeah. So, I mean, that's like cool. There's a lot of weird shit out there. I mean, we have some great times. I mean, it's definitely changed.
I thought about moving there before I moved to Nashville, actually. It's weird. That was where I was initially headed.
Yeah, shit, well, come on, brother.
Yeah, if you ever change your mind or decide to make another move.
So I know they like psychedelic rock. You know, they like doom metal down there right now, though, don't they?
Yeah, especially if you go down like more towards like the San Antonio area.
Did you say doom metal?
That's like a huge metal community. Austin's kind of I mean, dude, we got everything from heavy metal to Willie Nelson to, you know what I'm saying, Gary Clark Jr., Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like, I mean, cool. we've got legends that are from here, And so the music taste is a very wide variety of music. I mean, you could literally go anywhere 24/7 and catch a live show, somebody doing something,
That's awesome.
musical.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gary
it's just,
Clark Jr.
Yeah, I'm trying to play the blues a little bit. I want to play some psychedelic blues,
Oh, hell yeah.
Joe's
Hell
your,
yeah.
yep. If you need some vocals, I'll hop in, dude.
Yes. You have to get a session, dude.
Let's do it, bro. Hey, but I always like to leave our podcast. I think we're nearing our end, and Jacob, I think this is maybe our part 1, my friend.
Oh yeah,
if you're cool with that,
for sure.
I'd like to just, hey, bro, let's just hang out. We'll figure it out later. We'll message you, but I like to leave the podcast with a positive message. Like,
hey, well, before we do that, I do want to give a shout out to Dusty Hill, ZZ Top. He recently passed away. Bass player, killer dude. Fucking, I mean, it's one of the most killer trios of all time. And damn, we lost a legend. ZZ Top, man. So yeah,
I was hitting up ZZ today at work.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely lost a good one. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Shit, I didn't even know that, dude. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, continue, please.
I mean, leaving the podcast with a positive message, Jacob, is your 10-second thing of what's on the other side of this thing, because I feel like you've been through the gamut of this negativity. And I feel like you're at a positive place. And for anyone out there that's going through that negative space, what would you tell that person? Hey, dude, like
the thing. Okay, perfect. I like that. I like that you did that. Because I feel like that's the most important thing about why I'm talking to you guys. So just don't. Once you stop moving, like, once you stop moving, that's when it really gets you. The secret to getting through all this is to keep moving, one foot in front of the other, because once you stop moving forward, whether you're dragging an iron ball or crawling, once you stop moving, you're gonna get eaten alive.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't sound positive, but if there's nothing if there's nothing physically keeping you from moving, keep moving.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
And does it need to be some, glorified ending? Because I don't think so, man. I think it's just you giving back to those that are at a lower level, or just finding out about this phenomenon, or just experiencing something that it can't explain. I feel like that's what you give back, right?
It's like raising people up around you.
Yeah.
Right. If I can create a spark that could create another spark, like in that movie where they break into that tomb and they light up that one thing, and then somehow it lights up this whole, and you see the grandeur of the tomb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? With a
national treasure,
Brendan Fraser, dude.
Right, right.
Nicolas
right.
Cage.
If I can create a spark.
Nick Cage, dude.
Sometimes all it takes is a spark to just ignite someone's fucking consciousness. When I was watching that video about looking into 2D, 3D, 4D consciousness, and that it opened up my third eye.
Yeah.
Just from watching that, just keep moving. Because sometimes it just feels like you're at a dead end, like I've had enough, but it's always worth it. Because there's days where it's just hard. It's hard beyond what I can talk about,
Yeah.
Well, it seems like, I mean, when you reached out, you were at a point where like, hey dude, love your vibe. I'm ready to kind of talk about this publicly. And like, dude, it's so hard to get anyone to come out and really talk about their story and even give their first name. Like, but that what you're doing right now is going to be so fucking helpful, dude. You have no idea, to so many people. So I just want to leave you with that, Jacob, and leave everybody else listening. Like, dude, we're all in this journey together and we're all trying to figure it out. We've all got questions. We don't know what's going on, but like, hey, you got a clue? Like Joe said at the very beginning of the show, dude, like, you got a clue, we got a clue, we got a little puzzle piece, we put it together, you know?
Do you feel like y'all picked something up? Do y'all feel like something clicked up?
Dude, yeah, man. I got chills like 3 or 4 times during our conversation.
Definitely.
Like,
I mean, it's one of those things where like when you hear somebody say something and you're like, wow, that's really interesting. And the more people that you hear kind of say similar things or different things that are in the same exact realm, I mean, it's hard to deny. It's definitely happening to people. It's definitely happening.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think a lot of listeners are that aren't new. Maybe some listeners that are new to the show are looking for those like hard hitting stories and those like, you know, radio ready stories. But that's not what the show's about, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, we're getting to know you, Jacob, for the first time. Like, we're not like, hey, tell us everything you've ever experienced. Like, dude, no, we're just getting to know you as a person. Like, we're not gonna like
I try to fit it all in though. I try. You know.
No, dude, what you did is exactly what needed to be done tonight.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
And all this is just us hanging out and like drinking beer and having a great time because we're all interested in the subject, and that's all it has to be. Doesn't need to be more than that. So it's perfect.
Yeah, movement creates action, creates good fortune.
Yeah.
You know, just. Like I've not totally given up, but every time I feel defeated, it's really all in my head. The feeling of defeat.
Absolutely.
Movement is always necessary.
Yeah.
Just fight, move, one foot in front of the other, no holds barred, get it done.
Yeah.
So.
And it doesn't even need to be like something that you accomplish. It's just get through, dude.
Just be happy, fight, maintain your job, be healthy, take care of people, build people up, stay positive, don't give in, just do what you know is right, and just one foot in front of the other, march.
Love it.
Fight.
I love that.
Damn.
Butt stock to the head, man. Just keep going through them trenches, man.
Yep.
I can't imagine leaving off of better words than that. Dude.
I know. I love that, dude. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Jake, this has been friggin' awesome, dude. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. Thanks for coming on the show. There's absolutely going to be a part 2, man.
Let's get some claps in the chat right now.
Let's wrap your head around stuff that you want to talk about a little bit more. And dude, if you need a place to get stuff off your chest, we're that place, man. You can come and hang out with us. It's an open invitation to all of our guests.
Bring some wine.
If you got something to say, we'd love to hear it, man. And this has been absolutely wonderful. So I just want to thank you so much for being on with us tonight. Like I said, you and all of our other guests and our listeners, man, are what make this thing happen. And we love it, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Much love.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good, man. Well, hey, we'll set you up for a part 2. But until then, man, hey, we'll talk to you next time, dude.
All right, peace, bro.
Hey, bro.
Later, dude.
Take care of that Thunderbird, bro. Don't break
it.
I'll keep her polished.
Nice, dude. Nice. Well, take it easy, bro.
All right, man. Dope.
That was freaking cool, man. I love those, man. I love the stories where you don't know the person, you don't know anything about them. You caught an email, and it's I love talking to people like that, man. It's just so great. It's so great.
We don't get a lot of emails that are like, hey, I want to come on. We do get some really amazing emails that just like say thank you, which are freaking amazing. Honestly, have kept us going for the it sounds like I'm talking about like the 20 years. But like, dude, every time I read like a negative comment, I go back to those emails that are like the people that take the time out of their day just to say, Ben, Joe,
yeah,
I had a really bad day and I listened to your show. We talked about some shit that was like resonating with me. That means so much, dude. Oh my God,
man.
Because that one like negative comment or email or whatever ruins like 10. So it's like 10-1, which sucks. It's just human nature, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I try not to pay attention to it, but
for everybody in the chat, man, that came in a little bit late, Jake is just like we're talking about now. Jake is just a regular dude, man. He reached out to us. He was in the military. He said he was in the Air Force. What did he say? 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah,
10 years. Yeah. So he is a military guy. He's got a military family. It's
military lineage.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, and he had a story to tell. That's literally it. I mean, he's not somebody that you can catch on a YouTube channel or anything like that.
First time speaking about his experiences publicly.
Yeah. So that was his first time. But yeah, if y'all missed the beginning, definitely go check it out. I mean, it was fun. Jake was a great dude. I absolutely love chatting with him.
I knew from the first moment when we did our test, you were saying the first thing he said was, "What's up, fool?
What's up, fool?" We're like, hell yeah, we're gonna like this guy.
yeah. I mean, through email, it's like, dude, there's only so much you can relate. It's like you can write a book of a story, but he did it in a very interesting way. He was like, "Look, I don't have a book for sale.
Yeah,
I've never told anybody this story. I've been looking for an outlet to talk about this.
Yeah,
and you guys' show was like, you guys still give a shit. You guys just talk about what's interesting. It's like that's the whole point of the show, man." We're not here to tell you the news or like updating. This just in.
Yeah.
We're here to make a human connection and try to make some answers out of this whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why, I guess he chose our thing to come on to, and also the people that listen to our show, the chat, the people that are hanging out, the community and family that we've been able to create with this show. Dude, if you guys were like a bunch of assholes, I'd be so sad. But luckily, you guys are pretty
awesome.
Honestly,
dude.
like
everybody's freaking awesome.
Like 99.9% awesome.
Hell yeah.
So that's why people like Jake feel comfortable coming on this show. So don't be an asshole.
Because even the trolls are funny to us.
Like, honestly, yeah, like trolls are pretty funny. But like for the most part, everybody that was here tonight, it was freaking awesome. Like I just love the little family we've been able to kind of create.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's it's a family. And hey, we love all you guys. We love doing the show for y'all. We love all the guests that we have on. It's always an amazing time. And I tell you what, man, there's with life and just everything going on, for you guys to take y'all's time out of your day to come hop on and hang out with us. I mean, dude, it puts the biggest smile on my face. Ben and I played music together for 12 plus years. We were both in separate bands, prior to that, and nothing has put a smile on my face as big as music, as this thing. And I love it. It's such a great outlet for us. And we just thank you guys for all being here with us.
Yeah. Dude, you said it. Thank you all for the support. Like, holy shit, there's people out there to actually listen to us, dude. Like, that's fucking awesome.
It's great.
Like we did something. And look, it's not just about us, though. That's what's cool. It's like just as much about you guys as it is us. What's awesome is that we have t-shirts. was trying to think of like how to ruin that moment.
We did it. You did a good job.
Going by.
Oh. Oh, and now that we're officially at the very end of the show, we also accept super chats.
I don't think it actually works because we didn't get one super chat the entire time. I don't think it works. I gotta figure it out.
Oh my god, it's freaking hilarious, man.
Jesus.
Hey, once again, all you guys are freaking awesome, man. And thanks for hanging out with us tonight, dude. Yeah.
Seriously.
Whoa!
Holy shit. We just got $10.
We just made UFO Garage history, dude.
Smith just made UFO Garage history.
Oh, dude. Chad, dude.
I didn't think it worked, and it does work.
Chad,
Godspeed.
Dude, send us a face shot, dude, and we can see if we can create a little
Oh my god, we got another $2.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, dude. That's what's up.
What?
That's freaking awesome.
I didn't know that it actually worked.
Dude, that's great, man. Hey,
shit.
thank you guys so much. That's freaking awesome.
Yes.
I love that, dude. Hell yeah.
Apollo 11, thank you so much. Chad Smith, come on, man.
Hell
You're just constantly blowing our minds. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Also,
shit.
Sonny, our first subscriber with the first subscriber. Look, how cool is his little icon?
Is that like a little super S?
It's the super S, dude. It's the
Hell
alien
yeah.
S, dude.
Oh, shit,
fucking
dude.
dope.
I love that, man.
Tip your bartender. Yes. Apollo 11. Yes.
Yes,
Love
dude.
that.
Thank you guys very much, man. It's dude, what a great way to go out at the end, dude. That's freaking awesome.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, dude, guys, we could not do this show without you guys.
Space Cow, thanks, dude.
Are you serious? Space Cow! Woo!
You can totally send a Starbucks card, Greg.
A Starbucks?
A Starbucks.
Starbucks. Starbucks.
Chad Smith, you were the first super chat, man.
Chad Smith, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we got to figure out a way to, like, anytime Chad messages, there's like a king, like a small egg. There's like an egg, but like a really animated egg. With a king that poops
we
tacos.
Should make an animated face of him and add him in the logo one day.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or just not tell anybody and replace our logo with Chad's face on both of our faces, and that's it.
Oh fuck, that'd be awesome, dude.
Yes,
hell yeah.
Oh, this is hilarious. This feels very, very weird. People are like,
giving
us money.
It's strange. It's strange.
That's very weird.
Yeah. Well, shit, man.
Oh my god,
this is a great night.
This is a great night, dude. We did it.
All right, we did it.
And we took photos. My wife took our headshots tonight. So Joe looks real sexy. Ladies, look out.
And yeah, no, just ladies. Yeah.
So just get prepared. Get prepared.
Oh shit, man. That's what's up, dude.
The headshots that my wife took of us tonight.
Hell yeah.
The one where we were almost kissing is pretty provocative.
Pretty good.
So
it's pretty good.
That's pretty dope.
Well, hell yeah, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, man. This has been another episode of UFO Garage. We'll talk to y'all next week, man.
Peace.